Oh, thanks. Hey, everybody out there. Yeah, without a visual cue, it's like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Hi, my name is Jason Lillis. I am on Twitter at What Do You Do Pods, and I help a lot of folks find their way to Pathfinder and Starfinder actual play podcasts and streams. And it is a joy to be running this session here tonight for all of my wonderful players who have gathered for Jasper's Game Week here tonight. I'll go ahead and give them a chance to share their names, and if they have an association that they want to share briefly before they pass on to the next person. Let's pass it over to Jake. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jake Hutchison. I am the GM of the Dragon Punch Squad podcast. We've actually worked with a lot of people here in the community doing different charity streams and stuff like that. So this is just another amazing thing that we're able to get in on. So super excited to be working with all these people here. I've worked with Jason and Waffles before, and it's been so much fun. So everyone at home, you're in for a treat. We're going to make it very interesting.
Awesome. Thank you. And Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess Negin. I use he, she, they pronouns, mix it up. I'm a player on a podcast called the Fantastic World Podcast. I GM Pathfinder 2e on a Patreon exclusive Greatest Show on Earth. And then I also am playing a player on a Starfinder podcast called Far Beyond the Stars. And yeah, that's my main affiliation. I've played a little bit with Jason before, and yeah, ditto to what Jake said. Definitely, he's a great GM, so we're in for a treat. And I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah. Ed, yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ed. I am new to Pathfinder. I'm a regular streamer over on 20 Sides to Every Story, where we are a Jasper's Game Day ambassador. So I'm happy to be taking part in this. I have not publicized it too much because they have a stream running tonight as well, and I don't want to detract from either. So I'm excited to be here.
All right. And Noordin Ali.
Hi, my name is Noordin Ali. You can find me online at Werewolf Feels. This is my first experience with Pathfinder, but I'm still really excited to be here because what better way is there to learn a new game than in front of a bunch of people for charity, right?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. All right. And Waffles.
Hi, I'm Waffles. I'm the GM of Waffles Maple Syrup. We ran Time Has Passed, which was a time travel campaign in Pathfinder 2e, and that jumped us directly to Starfinder, which we run now, Journeys Adrift, over at Twitch on Waffles Maple Syrup.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And hosting our stream tonight, as has been for the past 7-8 hours already, I believe, is the magnificent and delightful Anne Richmond. And thank you so much for hosting us and helping us be here tonight. Would you like to share just a little bit about why we're playing this game this evening?
I would indeed. Hello, I am the disembodied voice of the beyond. I am there, but I had unmuted myself only in OBS and not for you. But now everyone can hear and enjoy the dulcet tones of smooth jazz. Welcome. I am the disembodied voice of the beyond, here to tell you all about the fantastic charity that we are supporting during Jasper's Game Week, which is, of course, Jasper's Game Day. You see it on the stream overlay right there, and we are just in awe of the work that this 501c3 charity does in making sure that different organizations across the United States get the funding they need for their efforts in the realms of suicide prevention and awareness. They have saved suicide hotlines from shuttering. They have gone and served programming for youth, at-risk youth and women in the DC area. They have served veteran support programs. They just find the people who need help, and they do the work before the worst can happen. And that's what they're really passionate about. Their founder, the founder of Jasper's Game Day is, of course, Fenway, the teen DM, as she is known on the streets. She is just a complete inspiration in the work that she's done. She is, in fact, a very young woman who is not shy about doing big things. And we are so lucky to be telling stories to support her charity, Jasper's Game Day. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Jason to do some great Pathfinder 2nd Edition storytelling. And if you're curious about how to donate, there are instructions on screen.
Yeah.
And your donations will trigger some fantastically chaotic rewards. So type that in chat and you'll learn all about them.
That's right. Thank you,
it away.
Anne. And thank you all who are joining us here tonight. I hope that we can help, that you can help us sway this adventure one way or the other, by which I mean, please help me. These guys have rolled up some heavy hitters for me to go up against. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. We are playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which has been out now for a little over a year and a half. It has already had several hardcover books put into place, and we're very grateful to Paizo Publishing, or Paizo Incorporated, excuse me, for supporting these streams this weekend and offering some of the giveaways that will be available to you all during the break. Among the 5 total giveaways that we have there. So right about the middle of the stream, we'll take a 5-minute break, and you'll be able to get yourself entered for one of those giveaways then. So good luck to all of you who do that. Tonight's adventure is one that I took, one of my very first GMing experiences about 11 years ago down in Raleigh, North Carolina, was playing Pathfinder with Society with some friends. And this adventure is called The Frozen Fingers of Midnight. And we're going to begin on a beautiful day in Absalom, the largest hub of trade in the inner sea region of Galarian. The sun is shining, the markets are humming with activity. Someone has just spectacularly failed to cross the chasm to the Starstone Cathedral on their attempt to become a god. But no such luck for them. And the 5 of you, our adventurers, find yourselves walking north from the Grand Lodge of the Pathfinder Society and into a district of town called the Ivy District. By far, it's the smallest of the city's district. There is well-kept greenery and tree-lined streets that give the neighborhood its name. And as you pass the manor homes, the gardens, the theaters, the galleries, and some of the more discreet parlor houses that dot the neighborhood, you find yourself on Parkview Street, true to its name, running the entire length of the Ivy District Park. And as we go along, who do we see walking along here today? Ed, can we start with you and your character?
Sure. I'm Milo Meneses. I'm a halfling. As you can tell, of course, it's a bit obvious. I've got a nice, comfy cardigan with lots of pockets that are full of all random sorts of assortment and goods and things I like to carry with me wherever I go. I'm carrying a staff and a book, and that's about it. I don't like to carry much else that doesn't fit in my pockets.
Nice. All right. And Noordin Ali, who is your character today?
My character is Travin Merkos. He is a half-orc, half-elf, all badass barkeep. And also he investigates some things. Turns out, when you own a bar, or used to own a bar, something about you just makes people talk.
Jess, who is your character that we see today?
Hi, my name is Jort. I'm a half-elf fighter. I may look really scary, but I promise I'm nice. I just wear this crazy skull mask because, you know, it's a custom where I come from. Don't worry about it.
Delightful. Waffles, which character are you playing this evening?
I am playing Sky Hanging Bow. I am Vine Leshy. I carry around a big bow. It's out all the time because I use my vines for all the other stuff. And I have a big, large adventurer's pack on my back, 1 potion at my side, and then a little feather hanging off my bow.
Nice. All right. And Jake, who is your character this evening?
You see before you a stout goblin with scale mail and a massive club named Mudrug. And he sits atop a goblin dog named Thwack. And he's wearing tidy whities.
I see.
Nice.
I see. Bold choice, but appropriate for the warm summer days in which you find yourself. You should be staying quite cool in the midst of that. It's taken you all a little while to get from the Grand Lodge to your destination, but you've arrived. Standing like a tomb in a flower garden, Grey Dog Manor was pretty easy to find. Huge stone walls, big stone central building to the manor, an immense iron gate flanked by granite statues. Looking along the street, it's clear that the locals give the estate a wide berth. You're here today at the order of your superiors from the Pathfinder Society. Here in Grey Dog Manor lives a man named Skelg, a fellow member of the Pathfinder Society who hails from the land of the Linorm Kings far to the north. Despite the warm days, he wrote of lying abed and feeling some power working against him in the midst of this time when he should have so much energy. He's had healers in of all kinds to try and cure him to no effect, but there are no signs of disease or poison in him. He did claim that items of great power might be involved. It's not unheard of for high-ranking Pathfinders to have several of their own of these artifacts. And that piqued the curiosity of just enough Pathfinder Society venture captains to send you 5 in, to check on him to see if anything can be done, to see if items are behind this curse, and to return with as much information as possible, if not a solution. Before you approach too closely to the manor house, do any of you want to approach it in a particular way? Or do you mostly like to just saunter right up and see what happens?
Just saunter right up on the goblin dog.
If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to gallivant.
Gallivant, okay, great.
I'm stomping.
Stomping, excellent.
And I'm walking like normal.
Great, great. Yeah,
That's gallivanting for me.
gallivanting for you, excellent.
I mean, if everyone else is just gonna come up, then I'll trudge. I'll trudge on up.
Trudging, excellent, great. We are having the thesaurus of mobility this evening, and I find that particularly delightful.
I would like to swim up to the manor. Is that possible?
Swimming might be difficult, but when we get to the manor, we'll see. Perhaps, maybe there's a pool. It is the estate of this district has many wealthy individuals living in it. So
You know, there's that dance called the swim. You could do that all the way to the door.
there is that. There is that indeed.
Someone could hold you up, and then you just do that.
Also that.
Just hold you up like a dog.
Yeah. If your performance skills are trained in miming, in particular, I'm sure you could certainly make it look like you are swimming. If anyone has it on your character sheets, if you're trained in the society skill, why don't you go ahead and give me a society skill check at this time?
I don't know anything about people.
Cool.
I am, so I'll give it a try.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
That's a total of 15.
15. All right.
I rolled that on the wrong sheet, but that's a total of 14.
14. Okay.
Mudrug got a total of 9. So
9. Excellent. Mudrug. You're not sure why people bother to live like this, to be perfectly honest, but it seems okay, you know.
Too much stuff.
But for Traven and for Milo, you know that it's not like most Pathfinders to be able to live in such opulence. Most of you who are doing this work, you're out and about in the field primarily, going and exploring and adventuring and finding new things, and having a big place like this to come back to makes you think that there's a chance Skelg must have some other substantial sources of wealth to finance a place like this. And as you saunter and gallivant and walk and stomp and trudge your way up toward the building there, you see that the manor itself has several windows that can be seen from the street, but all of them have their curtains drawn. You see that the gate to the inner courtyard there is open. You can see that dead leaves are scattered across the flagstones of the courtyard, and 3 Ulfin warriors stand in that space. Each wears a chain shirt with a surcoat over it. 2 of them are carrying axes, and a third stands further back in the courtyard wielding a crossbow. And as you pause to look in through the open door, one of the guards, the one that is marked red on our Roll20 map here, just looks at you, sees you looking in, glowers in your direction, and says, "Keep moving. This is private property." What do you do?
We've been asked
Hello?
to. Oh, well, go ahead.
No, I just Sky just looks up and says like, "Hello," and then that's all they say.
My big
Piggyback.
club.
We are here to see Skelg.
The guard kind of looks at you sternly, and this one marked red here on the map again says, "Skelg is ill. He wants no visitors. Go about your day."
We know he's ill. That's why we're here.
Yeah, this is our day. This is what we're doing for our day.
It's quite literally the only thing I have booked. I had a spa appointment, but I canceled it.
Yeah, it's the only thing in my diary.
Hmm.
We were summoned.
I could probably find something else to do, but this was on my agenda.
Oh,
No, we work for Skelg. No one wants. He wants no one here. He is ill, and he has already been seen by mighty healers who cannot do anything more for him. No, he would rather die in peace than be bothered. Now, go away.
that's
Did we-
fake.
Did we mention that we're Pathfinders? That maybe we could help?
Oh, fine. Maybe he'll want to hear from you. Maybe. Follow me. And with that, the guard begins leading the way. This one steps out to the side. The red one leads you, and you can just follow Mr. Red Guard this way. As he makes his way
Okay.
across. And as we go, anyone who wants to can make me either a perception check or a society check.
I would love to do a perception check.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh no,
Ooh.
not seeing
Milo?
much.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Nice. Then. Excellent.
Sky got a 22.
22. Okay. Sky Hanging Bow is likely to see this. But I'll start with Milo. Milo, you are absolutely taken with this koi pond that fills the center of the manor house.
You're right. I am.
It is delightful. A couple of them are almost as big as your halfling form is. They are substantial fish that are in that space. Traven, I imagine that perhaps the koi pond would hold in something for you as well. But if there's something else that is there in the space that is of more interest to you, perhaps you're looking at that. Yeah.
I mean, I think I found a coin on the floor.
Ooh,
I think that's all
nice.
that happens.
Excellent. You find a copper piece from the city of Sothis, far to the south, in the southern continent of this hemisphere of the world. Yes.
Fascinating.
It's Sky Hanging Bow who notices that the guards appear to be wearing their surcoats backwards. Something that seems particularly odd if they are supposed to be the guards of this house. Now, as the front door of the manor draws close, you see this guard give a curt nod to one of the others, who then moves quickly towards the courtyard gate. And when he arrives, you are, if you're, or perhaps not, if you're Sky Hanging Bow, surprised when he throws shut the latch on the gate, clamps down on the padlock, and whirls to face you with his comrades. Everyone can roll for initiative. Now, Pathfinder 2nd Edition handles initiative a little bit differently than other games. So both for those of you watching who may not be familiar, and also for our players who are learning for the first time. One of the ways that you determine what you roll for initiative is a little bit based on what you were doing leading up to this point. So if you were mostly just looking around and walking along, you're probably going to make a perception check. If you had been trying to sneak your way into a situation, you could roll stealth for your initiative roll. Excuse me. If you're like these guards who are trying to trick you into thinking that there was someone else, they are going to roll deception for their initiative. So I'll be getting that ready for them now. All right.
I think when this happens, Sky kind of looks around and is like, I was about to tell you your shirt's backwards. Don't get mad. Because Sky has no idea about like people and like their normal how they do stuff really. So.
Yeah, how do you
Or
do?
just
Yeah.
says, "Oh, don't do that" when he closes the gate. You don't. Please don't do that. Okay.
All right, let me make sure I've got everybody in here. George, do we have a initiative roll for you?
7.
7, excellent. All right. I think with that, we should have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, everyone is here. Mudrug, you are not caught unawares by their ploy. What do you do?
I see them drawing their weapons, and I go, "Just try it!" And I'm going first. So I'm going to command a thwack. I'm going to kick him, and we're going to charge at the one to the right here. So I'm going to move right up there, and then when thwack gets up there, I'm going to do a power attack on this one.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Power attack. If it lands, let's Mudrug deal an extra die of damage.
Yep. So that was a total of 17 to hit.
Ooh, a 17 to hit is just enough to connect. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. So this is going to be
a lot.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 2d10 plus 4 damage.
Yep. That sounds about right.
For 14 bludgeoning damage.
14 bludgeoning damage. All right. I imagine you're mostly just going for a body shot at this point, trying to knock the wind out of them, take care of them as quickly as possible.
Yeah. When I swing, it's too heavy, so I like swing around, thwack, and then come back, facing forward again.
Absolutely. He definitely gets a little winded from that, but the Ulfin is still standing, threatening you with his axe. Craven is next. Go ahead.
I think I'm going to head towards this yellow fellow, if I could. And I'm going to like pocket the coin as I do so. How many things can I do in one turn?
Sure. So let me help. Pathfinder uses a 3-action economy. So the stride that you just did to get to where you're going, that would be 1 action. And now you have 2 actions remaining. If you wanted to strike with a weapon, it would normally be 1 action. As an investigator, you have a different ability that lets you kind of re-roll your attack and then decide whether or not you want to try and make it or go for something else. And that's based off of your intelligence roll. Forgive me, I'm blanking on what that ability is called at the moment, but I know that it's there. This one is your devise a stratagem action that is there. If you want to try that.
Yeah, choose a creature I can see and roll a d20. That seems simple enough. Let's do that.
Yep.
11. If you strike the chosen creature later this round, you must use the result of the roll you made to devise a stratagem for your strike's attack roll instead of rolling. I can only make a substitution for the first strike. Great.
Yeah. So if you would like to use that 11 to try and make an attack against this guard, you are welcome to do so. If you're a little worried about an 11 and want to try something else, you certainly can. But 11 is right at just above 50% on the possibility of success rate, just over 50-50 on the roll. So your call. Yeah.
I think what I'm gonna do is actually bring up my shield.
Okay.
So I just while I'm like flicking the coin in my hand, a magical shield of force just suddenly shimmers into existence around me.
Excellent. Awesome. Yeah. As one verbal action to cast that spell, you're better warded and your armor class goes up by 1. Excellent.
Nice.
All right. The green shaded warrior to the south has a loaded crossbow, was not particularly pleased with the damage that Mudrog did to his companion over there. And so I believe that he is going to take this opportunity to focus his attack on the mounted goblin. And so he'll be firing his crossbow at you. Ooh, Mudrug, I actually rolled really well. That would be a 25 to hit Mudrug.
That'll hit Mudrug.
Oh, Mudrug. Okay. Now, here's an important question. Have I beat your armor class by 10 or more?
Oh, no.
Okay, great.
No,
So if I had, I would have gotten a critical success and double damage, but instead I'll just settle for maximum damage because I forgot to change the damage die on this. So it'll be 6 instead of a D6 instead of a D8 for this fight. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. But you will get hit by a crossbow bolt in the process. He's going to quickly reload. And I am going to take this opportunity to do something that I forgot, which is that these guards have an ability called a Bandit's Ambush, where if they roll Deception, like they all did at the start of combat for initiative, they can attempt to demoralize one creature as a free action. And so as he reloads the crossbow, he is going to yell a battle cry against Milo. And Milo, this will be an intimidation roll. And I am going to apparently roll much better tonight than I ever do in my home games. That will be a natural 20. Milo, I believe 24 is higher than 10 plus your will save. Is that correct?
It is. 24 is not higher than 10 plus. My will is plus 7, so it would be
sure.
17
10
would not be more than 10 over.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so ordinarily, if I had not rolled a natural 20 on this, but I'd gotten a 24, I would just have a regular success. However, since I did roll a natural 20, that increases the degree of success by 1 step. Similarly, if I had rolled a natural 1, it would decrease the level of success by 1 step. So instead of being frightened 1, which is the result of this intimidation check, you'll be frightened 2, which will affect some of your attack rolls and some of your saving throws and skill checks and things of that nature. So for now, if you can help me remember, until the end of your next turn, you'll be frightened 2. And then at the end of your turn, it'll take down to frightened 1. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. But he hasn't seen what you can do yet, and he has seen what Mudrug can do. So instead of worrying about shooting at you, he is going to fire a second shot at Mudrug. But that is not going to do, only a 7 total to hit. And so from there, Milo, you get the chance to act. What would you like to do?
Well, I hate to tell you that you wasted that because I was already scared to death. And I'm going to run and jump into this bush.
Excellent.
And try to hide.
You may make a stealth check as an
I'm not actually like mechanically going to try to hide.
Okay.
I'm just going to jump in the bush.
Sure.
And then from inside the bush, I will attempt to cast Tanglefoot on that guy who just scared me.
Excellent. And how does the spell Tanglefoot work? What is its range?
It is range 30. I'm probably too far away.
You're a little far away for pulling that one off, but
right.
you
then
just
I will
in
go
range
ahead
for getting
and
the yellow one.
Yeah, I'll Tanglefoot the other one then, the yellow one. So he will make a save against my. I make an attack. I'm not sure. Let me figure this out.
Sure, I'll help you pull it up there. The Tanglefoot spell, yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell.
So
it looks like I make an attack.
You do. You'll be making that +8 cast a spell attack or spell attack roll against him. So a d20 +8, but -2 because you're frightened.
All right. So it would be a 21 reduced to 19.
19. Okay. A 19 is still a success. So you are able to hit this creature with, it's a regular success with Tanglefoot. What is that going to do to him?
All right. So a sticky vine-covered or sap-covered vine materializes and wraps around him, reducing his speeds by 10 feet for the next round.
Awesome. Okay. Help me remember that he is slowed in that way. All right. And so that would be 1 action to move, 2 actions to cast, and that would be the end of your turn. Sky Hanging Bow, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Would we say that I had my bow out?
I always assume that adventurers like you have your weapons at the ready, prepared to deal damage whenever necessary, at the
Yes,
slightest
Sky.
provocation. Yes.
Sky always tries to have their bow out. So Sky will look at the nice warrior coated in green here and say, "Hey, don't shoot people." And you'll see like 6 vines come up
Ooh.
and just grab the arrow. That was me marking one action for hunted prey.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And you'll see like 6 vines come up. They grab like 2 arrows, and I'm gonna do a hunted shot, which allows me to strike twice. I still apply multiple attack penalty the same, but I get to fire twice in 1 action.
Yeah, definitely. So while you roll that, we'll just explain quickly. Multiple attack penalties happen when you try to take more than 1 attack during your round. Usually you make your first attack at your full bonus, and your second attack at a -5 penalty. Your third attack and any future attacks, if you happen to get a 4th or a 5th or whatever, would be at the -10. So how did you do with your first couple attacks?
I did very poorly. My first attack is a 13. My second attack is going to be at 12 because I also have flurry. So I only have to reduce by 3.
Right. So unfortunately, 13 and 12 are not going to be enough for hitting your prey here. But you do have 1 action remaining. What would you like to do?
Sky's just going to shoot one more time because that's what they're supposed to do. I can't hit him. Shoots one more time. That's a -6, so 20 total for the last one.
Okay, 20 total is going to be enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage for your target.
I got him. 3 piercing damage.
3 piercing damage. Excellent. Okay. All right. That is a grazing shot, but still a good one here. All right. Let's see. The Ulfin warrior that is coded yellow here on the screen. He is going to take his free action here at the start of his turn to try and intimidate Trevon. And so I'm going to roll intimidation. Trevon, I get a total of 19. What is your will save?
My will save is a +9.
+9. Okay, quite good. So I meet it exactly, which unfortunately for you is a success in my favor. So right now you have the frightened 1 condition, and so he is going to take advantage of that, which is, for all intents and purposes, effectively going to negate your shield bonus here while you are fighting him, and will also be a little problematic for you if you try to attack him during his turn. He is going to use his first action to try and actually trip you to the ground, and so he makes an athletics check, and he is going to get a total of 16. And when he makes that, he's making the trip attack by rolling that against your reflex DC. So what is your reflex saving throw?
+5.
+5. Okay. So a 16, being 1 better than 15, is going to be a success for him. So you would fall and land prone on the ground. So right now you are starting there at this point. And then he is going to because that has the attack action, the multiple attack penalty applies for him. He is going to take a quick swing at you with his battle axe, but he is only going to get an 11 to hit. And then he is going to try one more time with his final attack, but he only gets a 14 to hit. Does 14 connect with your
It does not.
on the ground? Okay. All right. So unfortunately, it hasn't been able to get you there, but he does make you fall down. So he'll be pleased with that for now. Jort, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Says, oh, here we go again. And he's going to move forward and get up here next to the enemy. And he is going to take a swing with his pick. And it's going to be a snagging strike. And then the second attack will be a combat grab. And I got a 28 and a 24.
Ooh, 28 and a 24, both there against his armor class. A 28 would be a critical success against his armor class. 24 would be a regular success. So describe to me what happens.
Okay, so a snagging strike essentially puts him off balance. And it also increases, because I'm using a pick, it's fatal. So it increases the hit die to a 1d10 plus an additional 1d10.
Yeah.
And that strike does 17 points of damage.
All right.
As oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, let me tell you that he has 4 hit points remaining. If that makes a difference to your action economy here.
Yes.
You know, I should have considered that before I did both hits. If you'll let me continue,
I will let you continue. Yes. Yes.
Okay, Jort overkills. Whoopsie. And then takes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's gonna march on over in the direction slowly, wielding his pick towards Mr. Green over here, and that's all the action economy he has for now.
Excellent.
By the way, did you see in
the
Discord your additions, your
no, I'm
donation
sorry.
additions?
I have a plus 10 and I have that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh no.
All right. I am going to work that in here at the top of the round, and I promise. Thank you. So here's what we will do. Since I have just lost my final combatant here, if you don't mind, I'm just going to copy, paste, and I'm just going to
That one's dead too.
No, he's not anymore.
Man.
So thanks to the generosity of some of our viewers here tonight, someone has donated a plus 10 to a roll for me. And they have also added an enemy for a donation of $50. So thank you. Welcome. We're going to throw another guard in, and let me go ahead and quickly roll initiative for them so that we see where they land here on the thing. Okay, so they will emerge shortly, and I will go ahead and have Mudrug take his turn next while I figure out where this creature is coming from. Go ahead.
Mudrug does not like when enemies randomly appear.
It won't be random just yet.
So he's going to. Oh, okay. All right. In which case, he's going to command Thwack to run around the other side of this bush to try to get a little bit of a flank here on this green guy. And then he's going to swing out and do another power attack.
Excellent.
And I got a total of 18 on the die for a 28.
Oh, my goodness. Well, his armor class is 16, so that would be a critical hit. Again,
Okay.
2 for 2 on the power attack critical hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 9 and a 9 brings me to 22, and doubling that for 44 points of damage.
Oof.
Yes, he does not have 44 hit points. I think you can probably guess. How far into the koi pond does he fly from your swing here?
I was mostly going for vertical, so like into the ground, I guess, just like a overhead,
An overhead chop. I see. All right. Well, I imagine that after that happens, there is not a whole lot left for you all to worry about, unless you're going to stay and help with maintenance on the estate at some point in the future. All right, Mudrug, I believe that is going to be the end of your turn, if that's correct.
That is it.
All right. Your goblin dog is probably slavering happily away at all of this carnage that you are creating. Yes,
most definitely.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to have us go to Traven. Traven, you are prone on the ground. You're frightened 1 until the end of your turn. What would you like to do?
I'd like to stand up, please.
Yes, that is 1 action. Ordinarily, you might think in some editions they would be getting what's called an attack of opportunity, but not everyone has those anymore in Pathfinder 2nd edition. Only certain characters, like, say, the 2 fighters that are here in the party that we've got. But for you, it does not provoke an attack, so you're able to spend 1 action to stand up to your feet. What would you like to do with your remaining 2 actions?
I'm going to strike with my falchion.
Awesome. Great big curved sword. Let's see.
That's a 13.
A 13 total, unfortunately, is not enough to connect with your target. He just barely dodges out of the way, but it was very, very close. What would you like to do with your 3rd action?
I think I'm going to go in for 1 more strike.
Okay.
And that's a 3. I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay, sure.
That's a 2. That's even better. Great.
That's a 2. Okay. All right. So yes, seeing the multiple attack penalty in action right there. So yeah. All right. You make a couple of falchion strikes. They definitely are occupying your opponent. You've got his attention, but neither connect, unfortunately, at this time. We do have. Let's see, your frightened condition will go away at this point, and it is also when the doors of the manor open, and despite the nearly identical coloration to one of his fellow guards before, you can see that this individual seems to be carrying himself with a bit more gravitas, and is wielding a much larger axe. This one is carrying a great axe of some strength. And so he, seeing Mudrug, will 2, 3, 4, get right into position, run right up onto the small goblin that is over there, and he is going to make an attack roll. As soon as I can find my dice roller over here, which will be a total of, he's going to come out swinging with a 3 on the die, and there is no way that that is going to hit. Unfortunately, he is going to then try to follow up again with a 2nd strike against you. Awesome. Not a whole lot better. He rolls an 8 on the die, and that's not going to get it nearly high enough. Mudrug, what is your armor class? Just to give us some perspective here.
I have an AC of 19. So.
19. Okay. Yes. This will not be going anywhere. So we will see what we can do about getting him maybe a little bit more action on his next turn. However, it is now Milo's turn at this time.
All right. Well, I saw that guy run out, and I think we should keep him on his toes there. So I'm going to cast Daze on him. From my space here, hiding in the bush. So that will deal 4 mental damage, and he will have to make a will save.
Sure. And this is to yellow over here on the side again?
No, the new guy.
Okay. That's right, because Daze has a range of 60 feet, not 30 feet. All right. I will have him roll a will save. He rolled a 4 on the die for a total of 8. He does not have a very high will save.
That is 10 below the DC.
It is.
So he is also stunned for a round.
Okay,
Nice.
so he is takes 4 points of damage and is stunned 1. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's see.
Unless I had fear 2, I'm now at fear 1. Unless that reduces his DC, because I'm afraid.
I believe that Waffles helped me out. I believe that it does, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't think so, because Daze. Okay. So Daze is like that person's actually casting it, and it's not an attack, so it doesn't go down. So as long as the other person doesn't have something that raises their DC, Pathfinder's weird like that.
Sure. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So he will be stunned 1 here for the round, which will mean that he essentially does not have an action at the start of his next turn. Okay.
And then I'm going to kneel down in the bush and try to be as invisible as I can.
Well, now would you like to roll a stealth check, just in case?
Sure, why not?
Why not? And then from there, we'll be going to Sky Hanging Bow. But Milo with a 10 on the stealth check, unlikely to escape a whole lot of notice in there. All right. Okay, Sky Hanging Bow, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Okay, what's the setup of these bushes? Like, are they blocking my view in anything?
How tall are you?
I'm very short. I'm like 3.5 foot.
3.5 tall. Yeah, these are, I would say that you are likely tall enough to see over them. These are more like, 1.5 to 2 foot high shrubs. Yeah, decorative hedges.
Perfect. Then Sky is going to do the same thing that they attempted to do last time. They're going to hunt the big guy in red down here.
All right. Yep.
And then do the double strike for the first action.
Excellent. Okay, let's see how that goes.
18 for the first.
Okay, 18 will hit your target for 4 points of damage.
Yes, for 4 piercing damage. It'll be 22 for the second for 9 piercing damage.
Ooh, solid hits. Okay.
And then, since Sky isn't being forced to move, they're going to take one more shot for their final action at a -6.
Just in case.
-6 is 21 total for 8 piercing damage.
All right, 8 piercing damage. Okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
3 arrows, all finding their mark.
Yeah, you see these vines just basically like coming out, grabbing 3 arrows from the quiver and shooting them almost all at the same time.
Stunning shots. Well, this opponent meant to be stronger and a better challenge for all of you has turned out to be just as susceptible to high rolls as any other opponent. All right. So that is Sky Hanging Bow's turn. We'll go now to the Wolfen Warrior, who is up here in the top left corner of the map, marked in yellow. So he's going to open his round with just a straightforward battle axe strike against Craven. And that is going to be, once more, a 2 on the die. I spent all of my good dice rolls right at the beginning of the stream. Get ready, everybody. You'll be seeing mostly this for the rest of the way out here.
Can I just?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone else is actually fighting and dying, and Craven and this guard are just swinging nothings at each other.
They're best friends now.
Just as fast as they can. Yeah. Swiping. They're gonna have a nice hug afterwards. All right.
Good fight, pal.
Yeah, fight buddies. Fist bump. All right. He will take a second strike against you, though, Traven, and that is going to be a total of 17 to hit.
That does hit. My DC is only 16.
Okay. So this will be 7 points of slashing damage to you here. 7 points of slashing damage. All right. And then after that, he's going to reposition a bit to see if he can go help out his boss over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to head that way. All right. So after that, Jort, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Hi. Jort is going to join his goblin friend over here. Move as far as he can. Unfortunately, no flank. But he's going to do yet another same old good old snagging strike, and then a combat grab with a natural 20 and then a natural 17.
Yes.
You think I'm playing?
No, but I will be happy to have you tell me how much damage those 2 attacks are going to do to your opponent.
Here I go again. Okay. 26 on the first hit.
26
and
points damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's now flat-footed until the end of my next turn. And then I have also grabbed him, and he takes another 5. As I grab his shoulder and just slam the pick into him again.
Okay. Yeah. After the first one, you didn't really need to worry about the numbers all that much. And but with the second one, yeah, why not? This boss comes out from the house, gets ready to try and lay down some hurt, but all he really does is lay down on the ground and set his great axe down next to him. So thank you to the generous donor who brought in the additional opponent for this match. Clearly, I was not quite ready for what this party would be doing, but don't worry, I will continue to pull forward your donation into the next combat that happens in this a little bit later on. Perhaps, we shall see. We'll see what happens there. All right, Mudrug, you are up next. Your friend has once more come forward and finished the job you and Sky Hanging Bow have started. What would you like to do?
I don't think that I reacted since that guy came up and swung at me. So I assume all that happened are behind me. And I turned around and went, "Good job, Jort." And then seeing that is not a problem anymore, I'm going to command Thwack to run over to the yellow guard on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So by giving a command to your mount, you're able to have them take 2 actions to move on at your direction. Where are you going to land after those 2 moves?
I guess take another step there, and then it should be actually all. Oh, he's got a 40-foot speed though.
Yep. Dogs are pretty quick.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. Yeah, I guess I could move up there. Well, it's one action. Use 1 action, and then he gets 2 actions.
That's correct. So once he's done moving, you'll still have 2 actions remaining.
Correct. Okay. So then, yeah, I will go up and get right up in his face, and then as I come up, I try to swing with another power attack.
Excellent. Let's see how it goes.
Natural
20. It was pretty good. 23 total.
23 total. Okay, 23 is a regular hit. It's not it's not a critical hit.
Okay. For a total of 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Got it. He is bloodied, but still standing on his feet. And that'll be the end of your turn. Craven, it is going to be your turn next.
Well, I wonder.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm going to use my first action and move on up.
Yep. So by positioning yourself there, you have flanked your opponent with Mudrug. Flanked means that he is flat-footed to any attacks you make while you're in this position. So his armor class will be reduced by 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to do is strike again.
Awesome.
Here's hoping this time something hits.
Here we go.
And that is the 12.
12. Okay. Unfortunately, 12 is still lower than his armor class this time. And so it's just once more, just barely dodging to the side of your strike. What would you like to do with your third action?
You know what? Why not? It's not like it could get possibly worse. So I'm just going to go ahead for the second strike. Hope for the best.
Go for it.
It could get worse.
If
you get 10 below, you crit fail, just so you know.
That doesn't have an effect when you're rolling an attack, unless some enemies, high-level enemies, have the ability to react to a critical failure on a strike. But most enemies and I'll just spoil it right now, anyone you encounter in this adventure is not going to have anything that triggers off of that. So go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I did roll. And good news is I did not get a critical fail.
Awesome.
I got an 18.
18 is a hit. You successfully strike your target. Yes.
I'm just going to enjoy this moment for a second.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Breathe it in. It's great.
Now the good rolls are happening. 1d10 plus 1, and I literally got an 11.
Nice. Okay. Nice. He had 6 hit points remaining. What happens to this warrior at this time?
I'm just gonna, I think, like, literally just running up behind him. He just, for goodness sake, die already. And then just stabs, you're not supposed to use a falchion like this, but he's just going to stab down, and it's just going to go straight through until the tip of the blade is touching the ground.
Nice. There it is. And with that, combat has ended. I am, let's see, I think Mudrug took a little bit of damage there early on in a fight, but I don't know that there's a whole lot else that I was able to do to any of you with this assortment of guards here.
I took 7 damage.
Oh, you did? That's right. I did get you a little bit. That's right. Okay. So... my apologies. My apologies. I just had nothing going well for me in the whole rest of the fight, so I forgot any good things I did early on. So my apologies there. Okay. Well, after the clamor of your brief battle subsides, you take a moment and let's see, Traven, as you take a look down at this guard, you see that a key has fallen out of one of his pockets. You're an investigator. You've got a quick eye for things like this. You're almost certain that it would fit the front gate, if not other doors that might be locked here around the manor. Of course, this additional guard that stepped out came out to the courtyard from the front doors of the manor house, and so that door now hangs open into a mostly dark interior, as you recall beforehand seeing most of the interior windows were drawn. What would you like to do?
Hey, some of you got blood. You want me to help?
No, I like it.
Don't all of us have blood? Last I checked.
No, you have blood on the outside, and I don't.
Exactly. On the inside.
Yeah, please help with the blood on the outside, not the inside, though, please.
I point to my arm, and there's a slick. It's not even very large. There's a small slice. I mean, if you're willing.
Yeah. And you watch as they pull out a medicine kit from their pack and go up and begin attempting to work. And I'm gonna try a heal check.
Absolutely. So with a training in medicine, all right.
and I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
I didn't hurt you anymore, but
yeah, that's true.
A 7 does not heal any of your HP, and now you can't get healed for an hour, so that sucks.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Things are going great for me right now.
I don't have blood, so sometimes it's hard.
It's fine. It's fine. You did great.
Blood.
You have sap.
Welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
A little bit,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get sappy.
Sappy, yeah.
Happy.
Nice. Excellent. All right. Well, that the process of making a medicine check to try and treat wounds on someone takes about 10 minutes. So everyone's got a little bit of time here to kind of recuperate themselves and investigate around a little bit if you want to. But then when you're all prepared, the inside of the house beckons.
About 3 minutes into that 10 minutes, Milo will get up out of the bush and look around, realize that things are calmed down now, and then he'll go back to what he was doing before, and we'll dig out some crushed bits of cracker that he will pour into the koi pond.
Nice. You have many little fishy friends now. It's delightful. Yeah. Excellent.
Mudrug approaches Jordan, goes,
"That's a good weapon. You used well."
Oh, thanks. You're really good too. That was super cool when you spun around.
Yes, I planned it every time.
It totally looked like you did, yeah.
Yes, I am a champion of my goblin tribe.
and he looks very stoic off into the distance.
Yeah, you seem really cool.
Thanks. You too. I hope we kill more people together on this adventure.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, you guys
for a high
murdered
five.
so many people.
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Anyone who goes to peek out the front gate during this time notices that no one is still coming anywhere near this manor, still giving it their normal wide berth. It's difficult to tell whether or not any of the clamor from that combat went up over the wall, but I suppose we'll wait to see if anyone else arrives to determine what happens next. But with that, the inside of the house is up ahead. Whoever walks in first, again, this place is completely dark inside, save for a little light coming from a cracked door up the stairs into what looks like flickering firelight coming through from a bedroom door. Otherwise, the windows are drawn. It's tricky to see, but not impossible with the light coming in from the courtyard. Who wants to go first as they investigate what's going on in the space?
Mudrug and Thwack will walk in first.
All right.
What?
There's a very nice rug on the floor inside. Yeah.
It is covered in fleas now, so
Noted.
we don't bathe. So I don't. Whatever's on us is on the rug.
Excellent. There it is.
Can I do some searching? So
Sure.
I seek meticulously for hidden doors, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Yeah.
I'd love
And
to.
if it affects it in any way, as we go into the dark house, I will cast light on my staff.
Excellent. Okay. What you see here with your illumination is a house that appears to have been somewhat ransacked. There are things that look like they've been knocked over. There aren't a whole lot of valuable looking items around. Some of the chairs are on their sides, or a table is turned upside down. Bookshelves, the books have been pulled off and lay scattered about the floor. It appears to be in, yes, quite a bit of ransackery, Lucid Timmy. Thank you for the word. Yeah. What do you want to do? What does anyone else want to do here in the space?
I got a 24 to search.
24 to search around. Okay. Yes.
Nice.
So obviously this place has been somewhat burgled in a certain way, but from what you can tell, it appears as though it's tricky. If you weren't an investigator, you might not even know that someone else might not notice the difference. But you can tell that the searching that they did in the space, looking for things, was methodical. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't hurried. It looks like they had a whole lot of time when it happened. And you're able to piece together that it was a decent-sized crew that was probably working over this estate.
Either there's more of them here, or they've all left,
Mhm.
which means that we have a problem on our hands.
Yeah.
What do
That's
you
fine.
think they're looking for?
A good question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was something
Food.
that like made that guy not feel good. Maybe he had like a bad item.
Yeah, they
Oh, I
said
hate it when
something
that
about a lot
happens.
of cool items, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that can make people feel bad.
Raven, one of the final things that you see before the party considers going elsewhere in the house is that down a short flight of stairs off to the side, there is a landing, and then it turns and goes down further. On the landing, there's a massive tapestry, and on that tapestry appears to be a depiction of a long ship, many oars, single tall mast. At the front of that ship appears to be look like a giant lantern, one that you might light up on a foggy night if you're sailing or trying to move about at sea at night. And as you turn and go down the next flight of stairs, you see what looks like a vault door. The vault door is open, and whatever there was inside, now there are only a few empty crates and smashed barrels. There's nothing else. There's nothing of worth still in this space.
Well, I think I figured out what they wanted, which is not good for us.
Uh-oh. Wait,
Wait,
where's
what?
Skelk?
So if I could spend 1 minute, I can pursue a lead, so I can examine the details of one potential clue, usually a small location. So whenever I type a perception or skill check to investigate a designated subject, you get a +1 bonus to that check. that exact check applies to dependent on the actions you use to investigate and are determined by the GM, but checks to investigate are typically perception checks, blah, blah, blah. And I can make 2 investigations at a time. So I think I've opened up an investigation is what happened.
You have indeed. You're on the case.
Of that.
But it just means that before the end of this adventure, you have to say just one more thing at some point here before we sign off. So, or I've called you all together here today. So with that information in mind, you're ready to figure out and bring to a conclusion exactly what happened here. I heard someone ask, "Where's Skelg?" And as you say that, from up the stairs in the room with the flickering firelight, you think you hear a voice say, "Hello, hello."
It's in trouble. We must go.
And I start running up the stairs.
Wait, that sounded like my dad.
He sounds like a ghost.
Your dad's in here. Come help him.
And I start running up to-
Daddy!
Daddy, oh my goodness.
I'm gonna surreptitiously follow behind Mudrug, prestidigitating clean everything that he's passed over.
How conscientious! I would like to give you a hero point for your conscientious actions and help you take care of your employer's friend. That's wonderful.
Nice.
How kind.
It turns out Mudrug's not just a clever name; it's what he does to the rug.
Dim shot.
Oh, perfect. Now I feel even better about the hero point. Which I should remind, all of our players have hero points, at least 1 hero point. Milo there has 2. The hero point can be used if you can spend 1 to re-roll a d20 roll. My apologies for not saying this earlier. Traven, I imagine that might have been something you would want to do in that combat, and my apologies. You can spend 1 to re-roll a d20 roll, and you have to take the second result, or you can spend all of your hero points to stabilize if you are dying and keep yourself from going to dead. So he, by trundling up the stairs on Thwack's back, Mudrug throws open the door. And you see that this is the master bedroom for the home, and you're greeted by a blast of heat. A roaring fire blazes in the fireplace, even though outside it's a warm summer day at this time. A huge bearded man is under the blankets, his bed pushed dangerously close to the fire. And a thin servant sits in the far corner by a window, fanning himself with a handkerchief. The bearded man looks at you and blinks a few times, and then speaks through a weary voice. Am I hallucinating, or are you Pathfinders?
Oh yeah, we're
Yes.
here.
You're also probably hallucinating something, considering your
Yes.
condition.
It's possible. I forgot that they employ goblins now. I'm still getting used to that one, and this one is a mask and no face, and it's somewhat
Oh.
startling. And the
Yeah,
rest
you're
of
not
you
my
are
dad.
a little more like, yes, okay. I am Skelg, and I'm glad they sent you. Tyros, won't you? Oh, I'm so weak. Tyros, explain what's happened here. And the thin servant that is over by the window just sighs and stands and fans himself even a little more vigorously as he walks closer to address you. He says, yes, well, about a week ago, Skel came home and caught some brigands in his basement vault. He went to give them what for, but one of the brigands had lit an ancient lantern that they had found in the vault. And when the light hit Skelg, he began to wither almost from the inside. And when the light hit a tapestry hanging on the wall in the hallway outside of the vault, a shimmering doorway appeared. It frightened the intruders enough to flee the manor with many of the valuables that we had kept in the vault there for him. But Skelg, in his weakened state, was in no condition to give chase to them. One of Skelg's men, Tirfir, walked into the portal on the tapestry to investigate, and returned a moment later saying that it led to a ship that was surrounded by ice. He went back to investigate further, but after half an hour, the portal disappeared, and poor Tyrfir, he did not come back through, and it hasn't lit up again. And Skell faintly interjects, that tapestry, it was of the funerary ship of my old enemy, Aldir Bjornsson. I think it took Tyrfir to Haldir's ship, and the cure to this curse must be there. Tyros nods and says, well, without the lantern, sir, we won't be able to test that by getting there. At any rate, 2 days ago, the brigands returned with their employer. Now I've suddenly started talking like a pirate. I don't know why.
R.
You said
Arr.
ship once, and now just
Ship
So,
once is
yeah,
all it takes,
that's
and
all.
everyone to
Yar,
pirate.
we'll be setting to sea now.
Yo ho, yo ho. At any
Note
rate,
to self.
itself.
Pathfinder pirate campaign.
Pathfinder pirate campaign. Skull and shackles.
Skulls and shackles, man.
Skull and shackles.
one of the best ones.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Perils of the Pirate Pact, a great adventure. At any rate, 2 days ago, the brigands returned with their employer, Bengir Aldirson. He killed the guards that were in the courtyard, leaving his own guards to prevent anyone from saving Skelg, and in his words, letting Skelg die in the bed like a weakling southerner. Terrible insult. Sighing once more, Tyros continues, yesterday I was able to get away just long enough with a note from Skelg to your venture captain. I'm glad that they sent you, but to be honest, I'm not sure what to do next.
There's a weird lantern on a ship downstairs. Is that what we're looking for? It's like
you
a
mean like-
lighthouse.
You mean like the one on the tapestry? That
Yes, it shine light, like lantern.
that would make sense. That something like that, I believe so. Yes.
Can we rip that out and use it as reference?
No.
Before we go ripping holes in the tapestry, can I take a look at it? I might be able to discern something of the arcane variety from it.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You go downstairs. Again, you take a look at it. What would you like to do to study it?
I would like to make an Arcana check to see if I can discern something about the magic contained in it.
Totally. Go ahead and make that Arcana check. 17. Okay. You are detecting the faint remains of some conjuration magic.
I also I can cast detect magic at will without
excellent.
spell slots. So
Sure. Yep. So you would cast detect magic. It kind of sends out like a sonar pulse, and you can tell the presence or absence of magic in the area. For the most part, there isn't any. If your allies are carrying magical items, they would probably have told you about those so that you could not worry about thinking about them in particular. But the tapestry itself does have this very faintly remaining aura of conjuration magic that is somehow also laced with necromancy in there as well. There doesn't seem to be anything inherently magical about the tapestry itself, just the residue of what had happened there in that space.
do I believe then that the magic that imbued it probably came from the lantern as opposed to being inherent in the tapestry?
Yes, that seems like a really reasonable conclusion for you as a
Great.
wizard to come to. Yeah.
If so could I try and recall knowledge? Because I feel like if there's some sort of cursed lantern out there, someone or something must have said that. I'm trained in occultism, so I've definitely done my reading.
Yeah, definitely. I think an occultism check makes a lot of sense. Go ahead and roll that for me.
Excellent. That's an 18.
18. Okay, great. You know that it is that there are many items of great power in the world, and some of them have the ability to affect creatures like this. The description of this lantern has been given. This specific kind of lantern seems is just escaping it's just escaping your knowledge for a bit. But it sounds like something, the kind of lantern that gets attached, the size and kind of lantern that gets attached to the prow of a longboat for a long ship that would be out there on the sea. But unless you actually have the item in your hands itself, being able to tell exactly what it is and does is going to be a tricky thing. You could conjecture about what it might be based on what it does, and that's an enchanted item that appears to be able to open portals of some kind. But what and how exactly it works is a little bit trickier without having the item in front of you.
The curse, whatever's happening to Skelk here, that happened when he was exposed to the lantern, right?
That's correct. That's what he claims, yes.
So situations like this, if an object that is wielded by someone else opens up portals and also curses someone, what is the chances of actually recovering from that?
That is going to be a big part of the investigation then. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, where to next?
I think we shouldn't have killed anyone, and we should have asked them questions, because I don't know.
Honestly, I prefer asking questions than killing
Well,
you.
Skellig had some thoughts about where they might have gone.
Oh, it was that rival Bengir Haldirson. He's the one who came, gloated over me. You could look up where he might be. If he took he must have something here in the city. He would have a what was it? Well, an event like this, even if I am mostly in here just feeling this weak and terrible, dying on my bed, news of this will get out now that his guards have been taken care of. He must know he has to leave, and Absalom is a city on an island. He will have a ship somewhere that he has his plans to make his escape, lest he face the authorities.
Ooh, we better go get him.
Yeah,
I agree.
let's get him and smash him.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let's not just skip right to the smashing.
Let's ask him
right.
questions and
You
then
want me to tell him
smash
I'm gonna smash him and then smash him?
Yeah, we'll just say we won't actually, I mean, we'll try not to. If I
Oh,
roll
but-
really good,
okay.
it just happens.
Hear me out. I ask them a question. Once I'm done asking questions, I turn around. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, we say,
Okay,
how
all
are
right.
you?
I like
and then
that.
we smash him.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we make it a yes or no so it's very fast?
I'll try my best.
Thank
How
you.
are you? Fine. Okay. Yeah.
Bam!
Goodbye. Now I'm gonna let these people kill you.
Not anymore.
Your turn. No, smash.
Is there a set number of questions? Do we need to clarify?
Probably, yeah. We should, yeah. Like 4.
So after you've asked and received answers to 4 questions, it'd be all right for Mudrug and George to do the smashing, or do we wait? Do we? What if there are follow-up questions?
Well, we could do
No.
like a hand signal, like you could go woo with one hand, just like woo.
That would be clear. That I think that might
Well,
work well.
We could count down on our hand for every question.
You what, Sky like raise 10 tentacles in
I'm
the air
just
and start counting
opening
down?
my notebook and just making
No,
notes
that's
and
too many.
completely ignoring any of it.
The only
well,
sane one.
I think that Traven might benefit from the chance to ask as many questions as are required. That's why I want to get away from the hard numbers and more. The woo would be better.
That sounds reasonable.
I'm excited. Where is this guy? Let's go.
So, Traven, Skelk would look at you and say, "You were wondering about the lantern itself. It and many of the other treasures came from I'm sorry to say, a raid I did on the funeral ship of an enemy of mine, an old Ulfen Jarl, Aldir Bjornsson. And that tapestry is of his ship. I took gold and the silver lantern that was on the bow there, along with most of the other funeral offerings. There was a woman there too, Natalia. Anyway, she was supposed to just sail off into the sea with Haldir. That's a terrible practice, if you ask me. At any rate, she convinced me to give her the ship to go wherever she pleased, and, well, I had my own ship to haul away what I wanted, and she didn't care about it, so I helped her on her way, and we parted company. But Haldir Bjornsson, Wenger Haldirson, there must be a connection between them. I wonder if it is his son.
Well, it's right in the title, isn't it?
I think they're the same people.
Yeah.
You
Just jumble names.
Yeah.
you stole from a funeral. Who does that?
Oh,
People.
me, apparently, and a good number of other Olsen raiders back in the day. If I had known what I was doing, I would give up this house for it.
Can we have that in writing?
No.
Arg, pirates.
You had every opportunity to return that, to return any of what you've stolen.
Yes. Well,
course
I
you have
feel
regrets
bad
now.
about it now.
Yeah, because you're
Of course,
done.
of course,
He
yes, yes.
says, yeah.
We should probably gather some information. Natalia, the others. Anyone want to? Apparently, we could just steal stuff here.
Well, particularly from
yeah.
people that are dead or dying, and that might apply.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
in-
let's take that tapestry. We can hang it over me and ask around.
No, please, you might want it to be in a safe space for trying the lantern on it again. Just in case.
If we wait till it's his funeral, it'd be better and more ironic.
Please. I think I'm feeling a little better.
Oh, do it quick! And I just grab a bowl of candy and just shove it in my mouth really quick.
It's very hard, Candy. Incredibly hard.
He has hard teeth.
Yes, I recommend, I suppose checking around the docks would be a good part of the city to explore. Yes.
Yeah, of
That
course.
sounds like a reasonable place to find a boat.
I like that. It's outside.
I
Right.
like boats.
Any other questions here for Skelg or
Nope.
Tyros?
No,
All
it
right.
sounds like we figured out he's a bad person and we're just done with this adventure.
Yeah, I hate this guy. Let's let
Well,
him die.
at this
You get what
point,
you deserve.
it's because like there's a dangerous lantern out there. We're not interested in this, dude.
Here to set this man straight.
Adventure over.
I'm developing a phobia of lanterns now.
Now we're pirates.
There's
Well.
a chance for him to survive if we take the lantern in one day, and that's only half a day's away. Well, I really want to take a nap, so
I got another thing.
Really
Yeah.
throw my back. I need to sit down a bit.
Yeah.
We did
think
all
we
say
head out
we had
towards the
other
top.
stuff we could do.
You make your way to the
That
docks.
massage.
You wonder exactly how it is the Pathfinder Society comes to be staffed with such amazing individuals as a Skelg. Skelg, the funerary ship raider. All right. You have a chance to go about the docks. It takes you about an hour to walk down there. Absalom is a big city. How do you want to go about finding information about him? What tactics do you all want to try?
well, I am already pursuing a lead, so I'm going to spend some time, around an hour, 2 hours, sometimes more, to canvass the local area, talk about the Skell guy, talk about Natalia, toss some names around, along with like hinting at a lantern. So I actually have an action for that. I can canvass local markets and stuff. The GM will determine the DC of the check and the amount of time it takes, along with any benefit you might be able to obtain. All I have to do is roll diplomacy from what it looks like.
Awesome. Yeah.
I will follow behind him and just attempt to listen into conversations because I have absolutely nothing I'm good at when it comes to people.
Totally. Okay.
I'm going to rely on my arcane sense to. I want to try to find vestiges of that same signature.
Okay. Nice. I like that. Just kind of walking up and down the docks, casting detect magic over and over again.
And because of the arcane sense, I can do that at will.
Yeah.
So
and specifically looking for that odd combination of conjuration and necromancy.
Yeah, totally. Okay, awesome. Jake, what about Mudrug? What's he up to?
Mudrug finds some people sitting at a tavern, and he just goes up and goes,
Have you ever heard of the Muddy Toes tribe? For I am the champion of that tribe. Let me tell you of my great conquests.
I've never heard of the Muddy Toes tribe. Please tell me of your conquest. Yeah, and I imagine that they are occupied for a good, let's say, a couple hours, right?
See, there was one time I killed a bear.
and it just goes on from there.
It goes from there. Awesome. All right. So let's have a diplomacy check and an arcana check now from our two investigators here.
Yeah, I've already rolled. I get do you think pursue a lead applies to this?
I absolutely do. Yes.
So that's a +1. So we have a 17.
And
17.
I would like to use a hero point to re-roll that.
Oh, okay. Sure. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Well, that's one better.
One better. Okay. So, all right. So Milo, excuse me, Milo.
No, Milo's right.
Milo. Okay. Sorry. You are making your way up and down the docks, and it takes a long, long time. You think you catch a whiff of it here, a scent of it there. It's a really imprecise thing to be able to track down. You think you've got about the right, let's say, 10th of the docks, but this is one of the biggest dock systems in the explored world for this part of the world. So it's still got quite a bit of work going for you. Craven, you would learn from your investigations that the harbor master would probably have any records of any Ulfin ships that have docked here recently. And you could always try and follow up with the harbor master to see if he is any more forthcoming with that kind of information.
Excellent. Do I learn anything about how people feel about this skeleton guy?
Sure. I would say most folks are not going to know anything about him in particular. When you talk about Ulfin people in the area, there aren't a lot that come to Absalom, but there are some. Mostly they are sailors docking in for a couple of nights and then making their way back out again, or they're hired on as guards for estates. Specific ones, not so much, but there are references to some others in the area. So not too many people have heard of Skelg himself personally. Yeah, in this metropolis of a city. Yeah.
So I'm thinking we go to the harbor master. We ask the right kind of questions and hope for the best. How are you all feeling?
That sounds great. I think you know what you're doing a lot, and yeah, I don't. And then he just stops.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to talk to people, I can, but I usually get told no.
Yeah, nobody listens to me. Do you also have this problem where you try to talk louder and nobody hears you though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take one heavy hand and put on one of their shoulders, and take another heavy hand and put another one on their shoulders.
Nice. Okay.
If you want a friend, you got one in me. And then I just pat them in. Harbor master, let's go.
You track down the harbor master. He's got a pretty busy office, so you have to wait a little bit to get an appointment. But once you do, he's a dark-haired human, and he says, "Yeah, what do you need? Look, I'm busy here. Let's keep this quick if we can."
Yeah. I need any information. I rattle down the list of names. Anyone seen carrying a gigantic lantern, long ships? I pull up all the list of things.
Totally. Yeah, you start saying the Latin. He says, okay. Look, I'm not an errand boy. Are you gonna make this worth my while to give you this information? Because these are paying customers that are here. I don't just hand out anything.
Well, you also don't want to be aiding and abetting a theft and a murder, do you?
Well, hey, no. I'm not. I'm
Can I
protecting
roll
my
to
customers.
Can I roll to intimidate?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I would like to aid that as well.
Nice.
I was going to roll make an impression, but I enjoy this more. Please.
While they're intimidating, Sky gives over their last 10 copper to this person.
Oh.
Because he asked for money. So
we're doing it all at once. Every tactic.
They
I do aid, so you get a +2, by the way.
Nice. So it's a 26 total.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The harbor masters will say if it's not that high, and he goes, whoa, hey, okay. Look, there's a.
Take that.
Look, hey, tell your shrub to keep his coins. I don't need it. Look, we're okay. Just
whoa,
I don't need trouble.
Take the money.
Oh, I don't want the money.
Everyone calm down. Just let the man speak.
Look, some Northlanders, they rented a warehouse over on the docks. I can tell you where it is. It's right across from the Rosy Fingers Tavern. It's down on the west docks, straight across. Oh, look, he takes you outside. He points you in the right direction. He says, "You walk down there, about a half mile down, and you'll find it. Just look for the sign for Rosy Fingers Tavern, and you'll get there. All right? Are we good? Are we okay with each other?"
Swing my arm over around his shoulders. I lean into him and I say,
"Hey, whoa!
Hey, just remember something. You warn anybody, next time I won't show up, but they still will."
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
And the goblin.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got it.
Thanks for your
got
help.
it. Hey, yeah, no problem. All right, you guys take care, and you have a good day.
I'll be sure to tell the authorities that you assisted with our investigation.
Yes, please do. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Traven, how are the authorities? Are we working for anybody?
You are working for an organization called the Pathfinder Society, and they would know who to contact.
I know that, but I'm asking him in front of the guy.
Oh, sure. Sure. Sorry, just making sure. Yeah.
I just, you know what? I just shrug and say, "Don't ask me. I just work for a bar."
Nice.
Oh, this guy, real joker over here.
As we're leaving, I just go, "Thanks," and I grab a bunch of bar nuts and just shove them in my mouth and I walk out.
Okay.
Sky's following along behind and is like, "Don't worry, I paid for them."
No, wait, did you really leave
Amazing.
that? Oh, God.
So,
all right. And so I think that with the recognition that you have a destination in mind and you know where you're going, why don't, Anne, if this is a good time, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue with the exploration of the warehouse. Does that sound good, everybody?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. For those of you who are in the chat, stick around. Don't go away. Anne is going to be putting some information in the chat about how you can enter for some of our giveaways. And if you'd like to come on and just vocally share a little bit about what each of those are going to be and how folks are going to be able to enter into those, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. I think everyone can hear me now. Wow, guys, chat is wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but there's really the way I can't talk. It's too. I'm gonna laugh too hard. I'm sorry. I've been giggling here. We're just having jort sports.
It's been a lot of jorts.
On a resort.
Awesome.
It's just there's so many words. So many words. So I really feel like the key word for our giveaway is going to be jort.
Jort.
Don't enter it yet.
Yeah.
Because I haven't set it up yet. But just hold the line. There are I'm dying. It's too funny. This is so unprofessional, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay.
All good.
So the giveaway items for this game are a Pathfinder beginner box from our friends at Paizo. There will be Ack Inc. Company tokens. Guys, these are super sweet. They look like in-game currency. We have an STL, so a digital download of a custom miniature from Eldritch Foundry, which then you can get printed.
Very nice.
We also have Geek Grind Coffee's Pathfinder brew.
Nice.
And that's what we have. It's like 4 whole items.
Awesome.
So what? Yeah, hold your George.
Hold your George.
The time will be short.
Remember to donate.
I can't. I have to type, but
All right.
I can't stop laughing.
Okay. Well, we'll let you take care of that, Anne, and we will all take a little break here on our side of the camera. But
Okay.
we'll be back
Awesome.
in 4 minutes, Anne, or 3 minutes. How short would you like us to keep it?
We will be. Oh man, just a short break. 5 minutes, I would say. It would be great if we could do that. But whenever you get back.
All right.
We'll come back for more to. That one got away from me. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Welcome to Jasper's Game Week on Hearthsinger Games. I'm your host, Anne Richmond, aka Hearthsinger, the head bard in charge round these parts, and my Twitch and YouTube channels provide weekly TTRPG content with advice, news, and actual plays. You might also know me from the Lost Mountain Saga podcast, my work with the Glass Cannon Network, or the Starfound podcast. May 8th through 10th, I'm partnering with Paizo and awesome folks from all around the tabletop RPG community to bring you 4 incredible Pathfinder and Starfinder stories each day from noon to 1:30 a.m. Eastern, all in support of an amazing cause. Jasper's Game Day is a 501c3 charity that supports suicide prevention and awareness efforts. And their goal is to invest your donations in services that work to prevent suicide before it happens, rather than simply responding to the devastating aftermath. In the past, they have mobilized donations to support the American Association of Suicidology. They've rescued a teen suicide hotline that was going to have to shut its doors. They've donated to Lighthouse for Veterans and a crisis center with a focus on assisting minorities and girls at risk in the DC area. And starting now, we'll be raising donations for Jasper's Game Day at the address on the screen right here until May 11th. So please give generously if you're able to and help to spread the word. Here on my channel, I will be hosting some amazing storytellers for 3 days straight. You'll enjoy killer combos of all of your favorite players and game masters from actual play podcast and Twitch streams, joined by our auction seat winners who have already supported Jasper's Game Day with thousands of dollars in donations just for the opportunity to join the fray. You'll even find me running and playing a few games myself. So make sure to give me a follow on Twitch to support content like this being made in the future. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can explore the VODs for any games you might have missed during the event. You guys didn't think I was going to send you on a quest without offering you some fat loot in return. Why am I becoming a Skeksis? I've been working my little butt off to make sure that there will be plenty of chances for you out there watching to win giveaways during every show. There will be beginner box giveaways for Starfinder and Pathfinder from Paizo to help you tell your own stories at home. There will be STL vouchers from my friends over at Eldritch Foundry to help you bring your own characters to life as stunning customized miniatures, and Acquisitions Incorporated currency tokens from the awesome folks over at Penny Arcade. So tune in for your chance to win and spread the word. So thank you for joining us for this important and joyful celebration of the good we can do when we play together. Now get out there and live your quest life. Bye! Baby bards, I'm Anne Richmond, aka Hearthsinger, the head bard in charge around these here parts, and you've made it. You've made it here to Hearthsinger Games. Here on this channel, I make tabletop RPG focused videos and product reviews. I give my tips for running and playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and Starfinder, and of course, I tell a few stories from my own adventures at the table. Like You've Been Crying a Lot is definitely the look for Strahd. And if you stick around long enough, you might hear me burst into song. And don't you dare look away. 'Cause I need you to know I'm gonna go bag that arc fay. Atlas can rest his weary bones. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give? Make that you will hear me burst into song. You might also recognize me from over on Twitch, where I embrace the spirit of adventure. Okay. You know who's not gonna go first? The wizard. Oh God! Terror. The little like thing sticking. Oh my God! There is this lucid right there. Oh God. Oh, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, God! This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
And aren't you supposed to, like,
you know what?
And shit?
Okay, put your little mouth away. Put your little mouth away! Let the existential dread creep in. What can I say? I'm a girl who wants to decorate her fake world because she has nothing else to live for. Did I say that out loud?
Away we go.
And roll some dice in some tabletop RPG actual plays.
Do you want to be defined as just identifying things all the time?
No.
How's it feel? How's it feel?
Bad. You make me feel bad. I feel bad.
I also like stars.
Stars are
Me too, says Amaruk, and she comes over and like this big wolf just shrinks down into the little like hunchy thing, like how we used to talk to kids at Ren Fair when we get down with them. He's like, me too, and it's just the biggest anime grin and sparkle eyes ever. What kind of stars do you like?
Spark twirls the ends of its whiskers.
Yeah.
All of them.
Me too. Oh my God. All in all, I spend my whole life trying to make a boatload of riveting content for you out there, the baby bards. So if any of that sounds up your alley, subscribe to my channel for weekly videos and new adventures beyond every horizon. Welcome to Hearthsinger Games, where I live my quest life.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
What's
from
up,
break.
baby bard?
Hope you got your jorts on while you were away. I don't have any, so I couldn't. But hope
It's a real shame.
As well. Yeah, it's a shame. I'll have to, help roll down to the Kmart and pick up a pair maybe at some point. But it'd be great.
Before you get started,
Sure.
this is the voice of the beyond.
Hello.
I will be doing the giveaways in chat here, so enjoy this lovely storytelling while some of you get lucky.
Yeah, good luck to all of you who have entered the drawings. Hope you enjoy your winnings. In particular, that Pathfinder 2nd Edition Beginner's Box. Hope you have a lot of fun creating some adventures with that one. Good luck. All right. So the warehouse that you find is across the street from the Rosy Fingers Tavern. It's built right on the docks, and part of it extends out over the water. Bring you to a nice map to show some of this overlay.
Beautiful.
The building itself is 30 feet tall. The warehouse building is 30 feet tall. There are some small ventilation windows near the roof line, and those are closed. On the landward side, there's a pair of large cargo doors right over here, what we can see. just south of where the party is standing. If someone were to, say, stroll out along the docks casually so as to not garner too much undue attention, you would also see that there are a pair of much larger doors, big enough to be able to accommodate a small ship. They go right down to the waterline, but of course, they don't go into the water itself. The street here, it's late afternoon, dinner time, and with the tavern right there and others not too far away, the street is rather busy at the moment. There are more warehouses, and most of the warehouses have sentries in front of them, and the ships at the docks are similarly guarded. Right here, outside this warehouse, you see a Northlander warrior, an Ulfin. He has an axe resting across his lap, a shield nearby, and he sits on a small pile of crates across from the warehouse, obviously keeping watch from his post, looking at the main door. It's late afternoon, as I said, at this point. How do you want to do this? What do you want to do to look into what's going on with this warehouse?
I turn towards our party investigator and I go, "Is that the guy?"
No, that's not the guy. That's just a
dang it.
guard. There's two options here. One, we asked nicely, probably gonna get a no, maybe start a fight. Two, we distract him.
Or 3, we skip the asking part and just do the fight part.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not
Could
pro
try. I
that.
could try and make a scary face at him again.
What if I climb up and look through the windows?
You know what? Let me handle this one, okay? Is that all right? You're okay with that? Me handling this one? Great. And I don't wait for an answer, just walk forward.
Okay,
I was gonna say yes.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna
I'll
say
start
yes.
climbing.
Yeah, Sky, you move over into position there while Traven goes up. Do you wait for him to start talking before you start climbing, or do you just kind
I
of?
wait for him to start talking.
Okay, go ahead and make me.
I guess before I climb,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there are windows to look through. Like I don't just climb for no reason.
Well, they are. So it's a 30-foot tall building, and the windows are set up at like 27 to 28 feet. Yeah, somewhere up in that range. Yeah, so right under the eaves.
That's fine.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's wood paneling wall, rough timbers making up this warehouse. Not an easy climb necessarily, but if you would like to make both a stealth check and an athletics check for me, tell me what you get.
Sure. You'll see as guys walking up, they reach in like on their belt and pull out this little vial of something that's green and has like a black something, maybe a lizard's tail in it, and they take it as they take a potion of gecko is what I think it's called. A gecko potion.
A gecko potion. And what does a gecko potion do for you?
That gives me a +1 item bonus to climbing.
Awesome. Okay, great. We'll go.
And other stuff, but climbing's the only thing that matters right now for 5 minutes.
Cool. All right.
And
what do you got?
Okay. Stealth 26.
26. Very nicely done. Okay.
I'm just a plant. You don't see me.
just some ivy growing up the wall.
I'm just
Nothing
a
to
vine
see
on the
here.
wall.
Yeah.
All
right.
You know that thing where you just plant for a while?
Yeah. Nice.
That face when.
All right.
And then my
then the
athletics
athletics check.
roll.
Yep.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Yeah, I thought you might. That's a 9 for those of you listening at home.
Actually, can I say I'm not gonna hero point it?
Sure. Yeah, your first check, you get a little bit up, and then you just plop back down again. That's about it.
You watch this guy is like holding the bow with both of their hands, and their vines are attempting to climb for them. It's not really going anywhere, and then they finally look down, and after they slide back down to their feet, they look down, and they go, "Okay." And they take the feather off of their bow and throw it out, and it pops into a 20-foot ladder.
Okay.
I took the ladder feather token.
All right, the ladder feather token. Excellent. All right. It does get you 20 feet up. There's about 10 more feet to go, roughly, to get to where the windows are.
Okay, so I will now attempt a climb check.
And then Traven, we're gonna take care of this, and then we'll go back to your conversation there. Okay, 22, 23. Okay, yeah, 23 would give you the chance to find some way to kind of like fingernail and grip some of the boards here on your way up to peek into the window.
Perfect.
It is a little. It's a little cloudy, so it's difficult to see through. But you can see, I'll kind of describe it. We'll show it later because I don't want to show you on the map everything that's in there. You look inside, you see a mostly open space. You would expect a warehouse would have more things in it for storage, but not this one. There is a ship inside behind those large water-based double doors. There are a few barrels. There are some tightly wrapped, canvas wrapped bundles in the ship itself. There is a loft that looks like kind of a workspace or an additional storage space, and some stairs that lead up to it. It's difficult from your current position, though, to see what's on that loft. You do see a few figures moving around inside, but it's difficult to tell exactly who they are. But you know there's at least 3, possibly 4 people in there based on what you're seeing.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me another athletics check. We're going to check your grip here.
22.
Okay. 22. All right. That'll be enough to hold on and get yourself back down to your ladder for a safe descent. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I'll come down the ladder and just kind of hang out around the wall for now.
Cool. Traven, you you give your party the is it okay if I do this? All right, thanks, and make your way. What's your approach for this guard that's outside?
I walk up straight to him and say, "My friend's over there," and I point to the wrong direction where there's nobody.
Yeah.
See, they said you were guarding something. I said, "Yeah, you're not guarding something. You're here because your friends are doing something else, and you got stuck with a bad job. Is that right?"
I don't know what you're talking about, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm a big talker. My mom always used to say that. I gotta admit, I love you people. I really do. I've seen all of you outside this, and I'm like trying to act a bit slurred. Outside this warehouse. God, all of you are just so hot. I mean, and I grab his bicep. I mean, look at that.
Hey, don't. No, thank
sorry.
you.
Sorry.
No, thank you. Sorry.
My bad. You know what? I'm just a bit lonely. My friend's like, you see him over there? I point to a different direction. He kind of abandoned me.
That's not where your friends were before.
What?
You pointed that way last time.
I'm so sorry. At least someone's paying attention.
Yeah. That's my job. I'm a guard. I pay attention around here.
I'm definitely like engaging a bit more flattery as I go along, and I kind of want to make an impression, a good impression.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, we would hold that with a diplomacy check. I'm going to give you a +1 bonus on this just for fun. Let's see what it does. Yeah.
Yeah, we love that. 25.
25. Excellent. Yeah, with a 25, yeah, that'll definitely be a success. He says, well, you'll forgive me, not perhaps what you're well, let me say, I thank you, but I am on duty here. Is there someone that can help you? It seems like maybe you need a little bit of assistance, perhaps.
Do you mind if I just sit down on one of these crates? I'm going to try and sit down in the way of the door.
Sure. Yeah. Kind of like blocking his vision. He's like, yeah. Okay. You need a break. Sure, that's fine. Just
what do you guard here anyway?
It's the it's the boss and the ship inside. Just make sure we take care of the trade goods.
Trade goods.
Trade
I used to own a
goods.
bar. We had
Did
trade
you?
goods.
What did you
Yeah.
sell?
Alcohol. We had some great food though. It was like kind of one of those dive bars. And as I'm doing this, I reach out with one hand behind my back and just motion the rest to come.
Okay, sure. Awesome. Let's see. Everybody, the guard is distracted at this time. He's kind of focused in on Traven and taking up his attention. What do the rest of you do while they're having this conversation?
At this point, I think Sky's come back, and they're like, "Hey, it's kind of empty. There's some people in there, and now, our investigator's grabbing that guy's arm. I think they're trying to fight."
I think he might be flirting.
Wait.
Do you think that was the woo?
What's that?
Well, that was the signal, right?
Yeah, but he didn't say woo.
Oh, you're right.
true.
You're right. Yep.
Is he? Look, his hand's out. Is he telling us he's on question 5?
I just stared at his hands and wait for the number to go down.
The appropriate signal is given.
I think that I think that's
it's
a
time.
move forward.
Oh, we go now.
Do you want me to go unlock the door? I think he's trying to talk to him to help us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that and then we'll run in.
Okay.
Cool.
Sky's gonna attempt to sneak like behind our investigator.
Sure. Yeah.
And the vines are just gonna slowly come out and try to unlock the door.
Sure. I'm just gonna whoops, that's the wrong thing to do. Roll 20. Sorry. I'm just gonna nudge the two of you like this down one space just to line you right up with the door. And yeah, let us here we go. Let's see it.
Do you want a stealth and then a thievery, or just a
stealth?
or?
A stealth check and a thievery check makes sense to me for you trying to sneak behind Traven and get this door cracked open. Yeah.
Stealth 27.
27. You're like a creeping moss that no one recognizes until it's too late. All
Nobody
right.
can see me grow. The vines slowly come out for the thievery check.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. 22 locks are pretty tricky in second edition. So you get one success, but you need 3. So if you want a rapid succession, roll for me stealth thievery, a couple more times. Let's see how you do. And whether you bring upon any or bring up the alarm of anybody here. All right.
Second stealth 22, 27. I accidentally clicked thievery twice. We'll keep that for the thievery though.
Okay. All right.
Third stealth 26.
Okay.
With the 14 thievery, I'm gonna hero point.
Sure. Go ahead. Yep. See if he pulls this
22.
off. Thievery 22.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Nice. So commando style, a commando plant rolls up, completely undetected, pulls out the thieves' tools, gets to work, and you hear a very satisfying click as the door unlocks. Craven, and he goes to you and says, well, I've always liked mead, but I feel like I'm being forced to like it because of where I'm from and who my family is, and not because it's actually the thing I might enjoy the most. But you've opened my eyes to some new possibilities for drinks I could get and orders I could make at the next place. What was that third one that you said? I'm trying to remember. What was it called?
Honey wine. I recommend you just go to your favorite bar and just get a flight of whatever they've got on special.
A flight of the special. All right. I'll when I'm off shift, I'll go into the Rosy Fingers here and check.
Oh, sorry for coming on to you. I apparently come on very strong, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable. You're
it's thank you. I appreciate that, and we're okay. You and me, we're okay. So thank you. Well, are you far from home? Do you need help getting there? Do you need a cab or anything?
I mean, if you could just help me walk down the street a little bit. I feel like I've sat down. I don't know if I can get up.
And you can tell he's real worried about leaving his post. Why don't you give me another diplomacy check, and let's see.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
That's an 18.
18. Okay, an 18 is just enough. And he says, "Well, all right. Yeah, just which? Here you go. All right, on your feet. I'll just get you. I'll get you moving a little bit down the street here, and then I gotta be right back here. So,
I bet that my friends are just at the bar. If you could just help me walk over there, it's fine.
sure, that's fine. Which one here? To the north or to the east or to the west?
I point to the closest one. It's fine. As long as his head is turned the wrong direction, we're okay.
Oh, sure. Okay, so you probably want one away from where the party's coming from.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. And you start making your way to the south, and I'll get you two all the way down here. All right. And party, you see Craven, hero pointing his way. Take another one for your inventive way of getting the guard away from the door. Very nicely done.
Nice.
All right. So, party, you've got the opportunity now to move quickly. You've seen Sky Hengibo unlock the door. Got a chance to move in. What do you do?
I rush up behind him, or behind the Leshy, and just go, come on, open.
Their vine's just like pointing at the lock on the ground.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. Let's ask this.
Drunk.
Yeah. At this, who's going to open the door? And then after we know that, we'll get them into position and we'll be rolling.
Jort is opening the door, I think.
Jort?
I think.
Well, it's a double door. Can Jord and Mudrug be right next to each other and open them up at the same time?
I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're decent sized doors, but good ones.
Since Sky knows that people are in there, they're readying a shot.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. You get there. The door opens. Let's see. Are you trying to open it quietly or just slam it open because you're mighty warriors?
I doubt it because it's the two of us.
Yeah,
Mudrug
Mudrug gives a menacing grin to Jort. Like,
right.
Yeah,
here we go. All right.
That's what I expected.
Okay. The door opens with a loud creak and a mighty bang when it hits the far wall. The warehouse is mostly empty as it's not being used for storage. There's a stairway that leads 20 feet up to a loft, and under those stairs are several bedrolls. A section of the warehouse floor is open to the harbor, and a small ship is docked there. 2 Olpen warriors are here on the landing close by the door, and 1 stands over on the ship. A 4th Olpen man, powerfully built and heavily armored, stands near a large gold and silver lantern that glows with an icy blue flame. He sees you and bellows a challenge. I'm going to see if I can show this to everybody.
Ooh.
This is what that crew in there looks like. It says, You come from the weakling Skelg to reclaim what is not his. I am Bengar Halderson, paragon of Gorum, the Lord in Iron. And my father, Haldir Bjornsson, is the true owners of these treasures. You will not take them from me. And let's roll for initiative, because these guys are ready to...
He makes some valid points.
Dance!
That's the you said, but that was a lot that you just said.
It was a lot that I just said. I can drop that in the chat.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
chat.
It's just Jort being dumb.
No, that's fine. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get some initiative rolls from everybody here.
No, I was staying outside. Can I use a stealth as my initiative?
You absolutely can. Yeah.
I'll try that.
Same for you, Sky. I imagine you might have been trying something similar.
Maybe. I was ready to shoot somebody immediately. So I don't know if I could roll stealth if I was doing that, because I was readying a shot.
Yeah.
Can I use athletics because I was like busting in?
I'd allow it. Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Why not? Let's have fun. Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm not rolling perception because I've nowhere to do this.
You could roll diplomacy for initiative if you would like to.
You know what? Why not?
Might as well. Yeah. Let's make it happen. All right. Anybody still need to get added to there? Let's see. Add turn. Chat. Hope you're having fun talking about things. I would love for this to be a dance off, but unfortunately, none of these warriors are trained in performance.
I mean, I'll dance. It'll be bad.
Mudrug, I trust that it will be delightful when you do.
It would at least be really aggressive. I imagine a lot of thrusting action.
Never been in a goblin mosh pit, have you?
All right.
No,
So mine didn't come up. I guess there must be a way to roll it as initiative that I didn't know about. But
that's fine.
I just had a 12. So.
12. Okay. 12 for 13 for Raven and 12 for Milo. Got it. Okay. All right. Everybody ready? Here.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
We go. Looks like I was more ready than you were, but just barely. Okay.
Can I ask, will I get a shot off?
Ooh. I'll give you one arrow because you basically I took monologue time, so you can take arrow shooting time during monologue. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no more surprise round in Pathfinder 2nd edition, but there's monologue round. Very important.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this guy down on the ground to the left.
Perfect. Go for it.
With a 24.
24 will hit, and you're going to do 8 points of damage, piercing damage to him. All right. Arrow catches him in the knee because someone has to get shot in the knee by an arrow when we're talking
He's done.
about these guys. He's done. His adventuring days are
Quit.
over. They are over. All right. In response, the large ironclad Olfen man at the top of the stairs is going to draw out a massive greatsword with one hand. And then once he's got it out, he is going to cast a spell on it, and it glows with power. And there we go to the the Olfen that is standing over on the boat. He has a crossbow in his hands. Looks like he was kind of standing guard over there. He's going to point the crossbow at Jort because he's got the best angle of fire on Jort. And here, Jort, there's that text you were not asking for, but I'm giving you anyway. All right. And he is going to fire a crossbow shot at Jort. 17 to hit Jort. I think that's probably going to miss.
Big miss.
Big miss. Okay. He quickly reloads, fires again, gets a 20 total.
Ooh, 20 will do it. Exactly.
He'll do it for 1 point of damage, minimum damage to Jort. Owie. All right.
I'm bleeding a little bit.
All right.
It's on the outside.
Oh, you're right. That's not good. I don't like that.
Jort, it is your turn. He fired, reloaded, and fired again. What have you got?
All right. Let's see. Jort can't move that fast, but he is still going to make his way up to this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he doesn't sway from what he usually does. He's gonna do a snagging strike and then combat grab.
All right. When you got some tricks, you roll with them. Yeah. All right.
So for a 17 and a dirty 20.
Okay. The 17 and the 20 both succeed and hit.
Woo! Not much
Oh,
damage,
goodness.
but
Yeah.
it's gonna be 15 total pick damage, and he is now flat-footed, and I have him. I mean, I guess that's goes without saying because I have him grabbed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, he is definitely flat of feet at this point, as the arrow combined with your 2 strikes are enough to drop him down to the ground. So, congratulations, you've gotten the weak one. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. We've got. Let's see, down with Raven. I'm going to have him make a perception check to see if he can tell what's going on back there. Nope, he's got a 6. That's right. I rolled a 2 on his perception check to notice that the building he's supposed to be guarding is getting invaded. Congratulations. You are nearly the worst guard ever. And he is going to continue walking with you a little bit.
Yep. I just keep one arm using him as support, and I let him guide me wherever he's guiding me.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will have Sky Hanging Bow up next. Sky, what would you like to do?
Guy thinks about shooting the purple guy down there and then decides not to. Instead, I'm going to 1 action cast Gravity Bow as my focus spell.
Nice.
2 action, I'm going to hunt Prey, the big guy that made his weapon magical.
Yeah.
And then 3rd action, I'm going to fire 2 arrows.
Awesome.
With my little hunted shot.
Okay. Go ahead and take those shots.
First shot's a 22.
Okay, 22 is a hit.
All right, so that's 9 piercing damage because of Gravity Bow.
9 piercing damage. Excellent. All right.
Second shot is a 13.
A 13 will not hit. No. It
Okay.
pings off of his very solid armor. All right.
All right, that's my turn.
Awesome. All right. Raven, are you going to continue walking your friend to the south, or what would you like to do here?
I'm muted.
There he is.
Can I do a perception check to see if everyone's inside yet? Because I don't think I would know until.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a quick perception check.
Yeah. 12.
Well, excellent. No, this is not difficult. You just kind of glance back over your shoulder quick, and you do see that Mudrog and Sky Hangbow are still out in the street.
Looks like I'm going to the bar, everyone. Bye.
Have fun drinking.
I really ought to get back to my post. Do you think he's probably going to turn around at his next turn? Yeah. Okay, we will continue then next with Mudrug.
All right, so Mudrug is first going to interact to pull out a vial of oil and then pour it over his great club, turning it into a +1 striking great club.
Nice.
And then he's going to command Thwack to run up to this fine gentleman. Thwack is going to do a jaw strike with his second action.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and make that strike for me. Tell me what you get.
Is a 16.
16 is not quite enough to get after this guy.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I think that's all I can do for take out, interact, and then a commanded. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, it is his turn then. Mudrog, the person in front of you, you see he's got a shield strapped to his arm. He's got a hatchet in his hand, and he is going to swing that hatchet at you right now for a total of 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, that'll be for 4 points of damage.
All right.
And he's going to follow it up with a second hatchet strike, but that'll only be a total of 13. And then he is going to, okay, he's going to 5-foot step this way. Yep. Haha. I remembered last second. Okay. Milo, you are up next. What would you like to
Okay.
do?
How are diagonals treated for movement?
So 1 and then 2, 1 and then 2, if you go it that way. The ruler should take this into effect if you do it.
Would the second one for in each round or in a row or
Yep, second one. So every other one counts as 10 feet instead of 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay, so I have 25 feet of movement, I think. If I remember how to do this. I can get to there. And I am going to, from there, cast Gust of Wind in a straight line going this way. And I think, will that hit Mudrug if I do it there?
It would clip his corner, yep.
Okay.
But it would definitely get the other 2 Ulfen guards, yeah.
Well, I hope, Mudrug, that this doesn't hurt you. But I'm going to do it anyway.
All right. I'll live. Bring it on.
Spoken like a true wizard.
All 3 of them will need to make fortitude saving throws.
Okay. All right. Let me get... rolled really well for the one. That's a 19 on the die. Probably not a critical success, though, for blue. And then for the crossbow wielder, this is going to be, only 12 total for him.
Okay.
So that's definitely a failure.
So he is knocked prone.
Dang, okay.
The other is, on a success, can't move against the wind. And the wind persists until the start of my next turn.
Sure.
And then Mudrug, whatever your fortitude save.
Mudrug got a 24, and then Thwack got a 25. So.
Okay, so you can't move against the wind, but you're otherwise unaffected.
Cool.
Okay. And that's a dismissible spell, I imagine, that you can
It just
turn off?
lasts until the start of my next turn.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. So Mudrug, yep, you can move away from it, but not towards it. I'm good.
Fair enough.
All right. That one's dead, and we're back around to the top of the order. With his great sword in one hand, the large man up at the top of the loft up there is going to reach out. He is going to grab the lantern in one hand and pull it open so that you can see the burning flame inside. That'll be his first action. His second action is going to be to grab the lantern and to actually direct it. And he's going to direct the beam of light from the lantern down towards Milo. Milo, I need you to make for me a will save.
Okay.
14. Okay. Unfortunately, a 14 is insufficient. You feel almost a disruption within yourself. Like something is now there that's really not supposed to be. It isn't hurting you yet, but you think that it might if it gets worse.
Oh, it's like too much bar food at Tavern's place.
Exactly. You got the poppers, didn't you? Yeah.
That's what we call it. I got the poppers. I'll have the poppers later.
All right. He is then going to kind of reposition himself up a little bit. So he's got a closer line of attack for those stairs if anyone decides to come up them. And then that is going to be his turn. My prone warrior here is going to spend his turn standing up, reloading his crossbow, and then he's going to fire at Mudrug. He's going to take that shot. Ooh, total of 11 is not going to do it. Jort, you are up next. What do you do?
Jort is going to take a double move and go ahead across this difficult terrain to get to ye old lantern boy. And
so,
do my...
Yeah, so difficult terrain, 2 squares of movement for every square that you would cross. So for that, yep, it'd be 10, 20, 30, 35 feet to 40 feet basically to get to where you are right now.
Yeah. That's basically, that's like all my two first
Two
movements.
Yep.
So all I can do is a snagging strike, and I'm going to use a +10 I had from earlier.
Congratulations.
Just to basically guarantee a crit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, go for it.
I can't see.
Okay, so a 26. Well, it's a 36 with the +10.
What, 36? Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you, +10 donor, whoever you are
It
that
was my
gave that
aunt.
to Jess. Aw, thank you. That's so delightful. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is definitely a critical hit against your target. What does a critical snagging strike do?
Well, let's see. First, it does 30 hit points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
30.
All right.
I don't think it does anything extra special if it crits. You know what? I can't remember. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay. I think it's
I
just
should have had this on
flat.
No, yeah. It's
Yeah.
normal. It doesn't have any special effects. But
Okay.
he is flat-footed. That's
Okay.
the one thing.
Cool, flat-footed. So if one of your allies wanted to maneuver into position to shoot at him, he would be flat-footed to them as well. So, awesome. A great way to reduce his armor class for a little bit. All right. At this point, I think just enough ruckus has been raised, Traven, that your arm-in-arm companion here has said, hey, oh hells, what's going on? And he starts booking it to get back to the thing. And I'd say it's going to take his entire movement to get to about here, just outside of the warehouse, where he sees Sky Hanging Bow with a bow and arrow pointed straight into the building. What are you going to do? It is your turn next. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Quick, just be a
Don't say that.
Don't move.
I'm on guard. Actually, Sky is going to doesn't like people being close to them. It's gonna drop the longbow.
Ooh.
Pull out a short bow. And
it was just hanging by your side, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Just hanging bow. And then doesn't want to switch hunted prey, but we'll switch hunted prey to this guy and then take 2 shots.
Right. All right. Let's see.
First shot's a 23.
Ooh, yeah. 23 is going to do it. That'll be a regular hit.
Measly 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Second shot's a 13, but I think I'm going to use my reroll here.
Ooh, you got a reroll? Awesome.
I do.
Okay.
And I roll worse.
Ooh,
but thank you for the reroll.
Yeah, thank you, donors, for the reroll. Awesome. All
There's one coming after me. Help!
Oh, no.
Raven, you see your small, viney, leshy friend looking like he's about to get accosted by the person you were walking with. What do you want to do?
It's a good question. I could chase after my companion, or I can try and sneak around the docks to where the boat is, because I feel like the doors wouldn't reach all the way down.
No, they
that'd
would
be
not.
a great way to sneak in. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yep, totally. All right. So starting from where you are, we'll say it takes you basically 1 move action to get to the point that you are at on the map here, if that's all right.
Yep.
And then go from there.
Great. That sounds perfect. So let me pull out the ruler. We've got, got 25 here and 25 here. So we're going to end up here. Great.
Awesome. All right. That would be your turn. Mudrug, you are going to go next. What would you like to do?
Mudrug can't go into the wind, so he's just going to order Thwack to attack.
Thwack. Awesome.
Just out with a jaw for 14.
14 will miss your target,
will miss.
unfortunately.
Okay, that is fine. The Mudrug is going to swing out with his now +1 striking great club and do a power attack.
Oh, geez.
For a 24 to hit.
Okay, 24 is a regular hit, not a critical hit.
Okay,
so
that's
you are normal damaging.
That's fine. Okay. So it's still going to be 3d10 plus 4.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. Let's see what it does.
For 23 points of damage.
Ooh, buddy. Okay. He was looking a little burlier than the ones that were back in the courtyard, so he is still standing, but
why still
barely.
standing?
Yeah.
Go down.
He just no, and he is going to roar a battle cry in your face, an intimidation check, and he gets 12. That's not going to do it.
No.
And then he is going to give you a 1-2, the 1 being with his shield boss, where he's going to kind of slam at you with his shield. And that's a 14. And then he's going to swing at you with his hatchet for a second attack. That's a 17 to hit. I think that's probably going to miss.
That's a miss.
Okay. All right. Milo, you are up next.
The wind drops away, but I am going to target the crossbowman on the boat with daze.
Ooh,
so he'll need to make a will save. He takes 4 mental damage, and he needs to make a will save.
Hey, Milo, tell me what happens on a critical failure, because that's a natural 1.
He's stunned for a round.
Okay. And he takes double damage, I bet, right? Or is it
it doesn't say that. It's on a critical fail, gains stunned 1.
Okay, stunned 1. All right. Okay, that'll slow him down a little bit.
And then I'm going to jump into... I got a better switch over. I'm going to jump and hide in the barrels.
Awesome. Classic Milo. That's what we like to see.
I was disappointed there's no bushes in here.
You need to carry a bush with you.
Well, Sky hanging was outside.
He is. I was just going to say, if he was inside, he'd have a chance, right? All right. So, top of the next round, it's Bengir Haldirson's turn, and he is ticked off at what Jort just did to him. And I think Jort's going to need some Jort support here in a second, because he is going to interact to two-hand his greatsword. He is going to quickly cast a spell on himself as one action, and that spell will be True Strike. And the third thing he is going to do is that Jason is going to throw one of his +10s. Thank you, donors.
Goodness.
+10 for the
Does a 52
magic.
hit you?
Yes. I'd like to know what you think about an 89. How about? No, that's not it. That's not actually it. All right. So here we go.
So in order to take his greatsword in 2 hands, does he drop the lantern he was holding in the other?
So I failed to describe this probably as accurately as I should have before. The lantern is kind of dangling from a chain or a rope.
So when he took it in his hand, it wasn't taking it.
Right. He was just kind of reaching out and grabbing the handle. Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't count as none of that counted as manipulate or anything like that.
It did, but it was well before you got there. Yeah. The things he just did. No.
Taking the greatsword did.
Okay.
Right?
Just double making sure, because I have.
You basically did greatsword, one action spell on yourself, and now you're swinging.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's fine for those things, because the spell is just a verbal component, not a somatic component.
Okay. Yep.
No triggers.
All right. Well, I have 2 rolls to tell you about. One is a 33 and one is a 30. So I think I'm going to go with the 33. How do we do?
I mean, you crit me either way.
Okay.
This is how
crit
you
for crit.
down a level 2 character in one
right.
shot.
So thank you, chat. This will be 38 points of damage from the great sword.
Because he cast magic weapon earlier too.
Cast magic weapon earlier.
Okay. Me
George.
is dying.
Oh no!
Oh,
He soiled the
Oh
George.
wait, I have toughness. Hold on.
You have toughness or die hard? Both.
No, I have toughness, so it doesn't
okay.
really.
Yep.
Gave you the extra HP. Okay. Well, Bengir Halderson is there, standing over the fallen Jort. And mentally wanting to add an S to the end of that. Jess, you got me. You got me through it.
Gotcha. I was.
Jort is right.
That's what we were waiting for the whole time.
Exactly.
That was my whole setup. I can leave now. Bye.
Good game, guys. See you later.
Yep. So, all right. The crossbowman is up next. He is going to be stunned, so he only gets 2 actions this round instead of 3. And he is going to use them to reload. And he's going to try, now that the wind is in the way, no longer in the way, he's going to take a quick shot at Mudrug. And let's see here. That's a 25 to hit Mudrug.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, 7 points of damage to Mudrug. All right. So that will be his turn. Jort, I believe you owe me a. Oh wait, no, I need to move you in initiative.
Yep,
that's right. You get moved to initiative right before Bengir Halderson. So it is the guy right next to Sky Hanging Bow's turn. He's going to take a step towards you.
No.
He's going to swing his shield at you. 25 to hit for 7 points of damage. If 25 hits, bludgeoning.
25 misses. No, I'm just kidding.
Misses? Dang,
no, I'll take the 7 points.
Okay. Ooh. But how about this? His follow-up strike with the hatchet is a total of 23, but I got there by rolling a natural 20. So
that's no good.
That's going to be 12 points of damage. Sky Hanging Bow.
Ow. Sky is looking about a third good.
Third good. Like a down a third or got a third left?
I got a third left.
Got a third left. Okay. Good
It's
to
like
know.
this tree is chopped.
Ooh.
I had to. It's for chat.
Trimming the hedges.
If a tree falls in the docks, does anyone hear
it? We must get him go.
All right. Well, Sky Hanging Bow, you have a chance for going back up against this guy. What do you want to do?
Guy is very bad against melee. Because I built Sky in a very particular way.
Sure. Yeah.
So when I went up to the windows, are they open?
No, they are not. They are closed.
Okay, perfect. All right, then Sky only has one opportunity real quick, I guess. Sky is going to 25 feet of movement in between 2 of their compatriots.
Okay.
No,
not
action. Here. No, I gotta be here. I'm hurting. Look, I got blood on the outside.
I'm hiding.
Shh, then be quiet. And then Sky is going to hunt prey to the big guy because Sky cares about jorts.
Sure.
And then fire. Unfortunately, I only have my short bow now, which is unfortunate. But and then fire 2 shots to the big guy.
2 shots to the big guy. Let's see it.
Natural 11, or not natural 11, but 11 total for a miss.
Yep.
And a 10 total for a miss. All right.
Ooh.
We're doing great now.
Yeah. Do you have any hero points remaining? Do you want to re-roll either of those?
I don't think so. I used my hero point to unlock the door, and I used my last very graciously donated to re-roll to fail.
Okay, there it is. All right, Raven, you've got a chance here to infiltrate. What do you want to do?
Exactly what the plan was. I'm going to go swimming.
Nice.
Nothing better than dip. I take off my jacket, sleeveless naturally, and jump in.
Excellent. You make your way into the water. Go ahead and let's just get a quick athletics check. I'm not going to charge you extra actions for this. I just want to see what you're doing here. Yeah.
Well, that's a 6. I'm going to spend one of those hero points.
Okay, sure. That's fair.
Yeah. And 18.
18. Okay, sufficient. Yep. You're able to get where you want to in the water with an 18. Yeah. So where do you want to be is the question.
I think I want to be right here.
Mhm.
So when I start getting up there, I can sneak up on the crossbowman.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
my goal.
Okay, cool. Do you want to roll stealth this round or next round?
I am cool doing it this round.
Okay.
No, why
let's go
not?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and give me that. Give me that stealth roll.
Of course, this is a flat roll for me.
Oh, okay, great. What's on the 20?
Yeah. Hold on.
Sure. Yep. Great. And while you're getting that ready, Mudrug will be thinking about what he's going to do when it is his turn. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a 7.
7. Okay. You're splashing about a little bit, but I'm going to say the crossbowman is still fairly distracted at this point. So we'll see exactly what that means when you go to climb out of the water. Mudrug, you are up. What do you want to do?
Mudrug sees Jort go down and goes, "No, the Jorts!" And he, out of anger, swings out with a power attack at the guy in front of him.
Got it. Okay. What did you get?
I got 22 total.
22 total is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. For 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, yes. He had 5 hit points left. That
Yes.
was definitely enough.
Excellent.
You pummel him into the floor.
And then with my last action, I'm going to command Thwack to run all the way upstairs.
Ooh.
And with the maximum amount of movement, he gets right there.
Right there. Excellent. Perfect.
And I say,
All
"You'll
right.
pay for that."
Mudrug is in place. Milo, you are up next. What do you want to do?
Okay. Can you tell me the loft is 10 feet up, correct?
20 feet up. Sorry.
20
He's-
feet up. Okay.
Yeah, he's standing right on top of the.
Okay. I am going to run this way.
All right.
And I would get right to the base of the steps.
Excellent.
And from there, I'm still in range of that guy, so I'll go ahead and daze him again.
Excellent.
So deal 4 mental damage and a will save.
A will save coming up. 11.
So it's not a critical failure, so he just takes the damage.
Just takes the damage. Got a really bad nosebleed. I really just want to call out whoever said power word Jort in chat first.
That's what I'm laughing at right now.
Waffles, was that you? Did you come up with that?
Yep.
Bottle cap. No, yeah. Hero point, whatever it is called in this right now. That's amazing. Power word Jort.
This makes you very fashionable.
The Jorts are with you. Awesome. All right. Speaking of Jort, we're around to you being able to make me a saving throw flat check. What do you need? You need you're dying 2 right now, I believe.
Okay, so thankfully my recovery check is 9 plus my dying condition value because of toughness, so it's
Okay.
only at 11.
11 flat check. Okay, so D20 flat check. Chat, lots of good vibes for Jess. What do you got?
Here we go.
Got
Come
this.
on, Jort. No! I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
I have a re-roll I'm going to use.
You're rolling. You need
This
this.
seems like
Awesome.
a thing to
Best
reroll.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audience
this
said
is-
is a 9 on the die for avoiding death. What's it going to be?
Come on. Come on.
Ooh, sadness. That's a 6.
Oh no.
Jort's dying.
Oh no.
Goodbye,
have a-
Jort.
You don't have a +10 to add to a roll, do you? Still
No, I used
hanging
it
over?
to create.
Okay.
But chat, those can be given.
Those can be given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you
If
all
you want to save the Jort.
Hail the
Jort
Jort.
support.
Don't
Jort
reserve
support.
your
support.
donations.
support.
Just do it now while you have a chance.
Cast power word Jort.
Power word Jort.
Our
There
Jort.
it is.
It
And-
saves Jort. That's all it does.
And all you got to do is come up with a number. Power word
Why is
Jort.
this when I
Okay.
start rolling crap? Jesus.
All right. Well, Mudrug, you have come right up against Ben-Ger Halverson
Yep.
as well, and his greatsword. He is, let's see, he is going to look at you, and with his magic greatsword, he is just going to, first, he's going to bellow an Ulfin battle cry in your face. This will be an intimidation check to demoralize. And that's a 26 versus your will BC.
Oh. That is. Yep, that'll do it. That is a success.
Regular success? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So regular success, you are frightened 1. Should drop your AC by a point. And he's going to follow that up with a big greatsword swing. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Magic greatsword, 19 points of damage. Okay.
Guys,
How you
my rug's down.
Mudrug is down as well.
My rug is down as well.
All right.
No.
It is.
You can see Milo getting ready to turn around.
Time to run.
All right. It's up to you, Thwack, as well, to help out with this. Okay. And then he is just going to turn towards Milo, and he is also going to roar that same war cry at you, but he is only going to get 12 total.
Okay.
So he does not succeed at intimidating you. All right. The crossbowman must reload before he can fire at Sky Hanging Bow, and he's going to take a shot. When he gets a 16 to hit, that should miss, I believe.
That misses.
And he'll spend his third action reloading.
I should remind everyone that Sky has 0 armor on whatsoever. But
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm just a
Me
just
too.
a naked plant.
All right. The
This is so bad.
warrior from outside comes in and
No, leave me
swings a
alone.
shield, misses, swings a hatchet, 24 to hit,
That is a hit.
for 4 points of damage.
Ah,
And it is Sky Hanging Bow's turn.
I'm still up.
Thank goodness.
I'm still up.
Someone
for
needs
now.
to be.
I know, someone has to be up. Run away.
All right,
Live
I'm
on
now
without us.
seeing 2 people fall to this big dude. Sky is like, do I shoot the big dude? Question mark, question mark.
Mhm.
I ran in here and he's power worded already, so I feel like I have to. All right.
I'm wondering, hey chat, does anybody have an extra?
You know, if I
Extra.
had a +10 when
Boost.
deadly bows, it'd be so good. But
Oof.
Yeah.
I'll go at it. Here we go. All right.
All right,
Sky is going to first action,
You kill it.
2 shots.
2 shots at the big guy. Go.
I'm gonna hero point the first one.
Yeah, you do.
All right, 23 to hit.
Yeah.
23 is a hit. How much damage?
6 piercing damage because of gravity bow.
Cool. All right.
6 piercing damage for the second one with the same exact roll because of gravity
Nice. Okay, he is looking really hurt here, my friend.
bow. I should say I assume a 20 hits.
Yes, it does. Yep.
Okay. Sky is going to, with this person with a hatchet right beside them,
Yep.
just gonna keep firing at this big guy.
Nice.
All right. -6 for these next 2 attacks.
Excellent.
Natural
That's
1.
1. Awesome.
Yeah.
One more.
All right. Last attack. 19 -6 is a 13. I imagine that misses.
13 is a miss, unfortunately.
All right.
Yes. All right. Craven, what do you got?
Sky prunes themselves.
So this guy's on rigging, right? So I have to climb up to a crow's nest.
No, he's just on the deck there.
Oh, that's perfect then. I'm gonna sneak up behind him.
Yep.
I mean, let's make this simple, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to I'm behind him now. I'm just gonna straight up attack him without him noticing that I was there.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Get a stealth for the move and then the attack roll to get up in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to re-roll that with my hero point.
Okay, sounds great.
Because that was an 11. I feel like I could do better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably can't. Well, that's a 1.
Oh.
You love it. You love it.
This one wasn't a
Okay.
fail.
You rise from the water spectacularly.
Mhm.
It is a sight to behold for those of your friends who are still standing. But unfortunately, the crossbowman is aware of you, so he is not flat-footed to your attack, but you may still make a strike against him if you would like to.
Of course I will.
Yeah.
I told Chad I'm just too hot to stealth.
I must be seen.
It rose up out of the water with music playing.
Would you hide this?
That's a 23 to hit.
23, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. 8 damage. Oh, he is still just barely standing. Just barely holding on. All right.
I got one more action in me, I think.
Sure. Go for it.
Yeah,
We're almost out of time. Go for it. Yeah.
No one cares about the rules now. Let's strike him again. That is not what I meant to click.
Okay.
That is just a 12.
Adjusted 12 will not do it, unfortunately. He is still there. Okay. Milo, you're up
All right.
next.
When it's Milo's turn, this guy yells out very metally, "I have a +10. Please save me."
I'm gonna puke up some poppers.
Nice.
And I'm gonna move up here and I'm gonna bellow that war cry back at that guy, not as an action, just as flavor. And coming from a halfling, I'm sure it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Halfling wizard knows.
Get out. Yeah.
And then I am going to ready a shocking grasp for when he inevitably charges me to kill me.
When he comes right for you. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your intimidation roll there?
Oh, that's just a D20 roll.
Oh, okay.
There's no modifier.
Do you actually? Oh, okay. You moved
No,
up.
I wasn't meaning it as an action. I was just, I'm trying to egg him on.
Sure. Okay. No, that's fine. So typically in second edition, when you want to ready an action, you can ready a 1-action thing, not a 2-action thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would change my plan entirely.
If that changes your plan, yep, we can just start your turn. Over. Yep.
Then I will instead use the same spell, but I will do it on this guy.
Ah, excellent. Zappers.
Is he by chance wearing metal armor?
He is not. Well, actually, he's wearing studded leather, so metal studs. Sure, why not? Yep.
So the spell, if he's wearing metal armor or is made of metal, which he's not, I have a +1 circumstance bonus to the attack roll.
Awesome. That sounds great.
So this is going to be +9 then.
Yep.
Grab him and kill him.
So 23.
23 is a success. Yeah, go ahead and roll
that'll
damage.
be 2d12.
Ooh, dang.
So 13 points of damage and a d4 persistent electricity damage.
Which we don't have to worry about. He had 12 hit points left, and you have taken him out. Okay.
And I'm going to puke up more poppers.
Puke up more poppers. All right. Sky, your buddy Milo came in with the taser, took out the opposition. Jort.
Milo and Otis are my heroes.
Milo and Otis. Here we go. Jort, can we get a, what do you think?
Give me that flat check. I did buy myself a +10, so I'm not going to let myself fail. I also have a reroll, so I'm going to use that first.
Okay.
We'll just pull out all the stops.
Pull out all the stops.
There we go. There it is.
Whoa. Okay.
Reroll.
There it is on the reroll. All right. Mudrug, how about you? How are you feeling?
Might rather not feel good.
Okay, let's get a roll here.
All right. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Look at that. He's fine. He's mud rug. He is a mud rug right now underneath Fengir Halderson's feet. Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Slack is still up, isn't he?
Sure is. What do you want him to do?
He's going to take revenge on his beloved best friend.
No way. Go for it. Okay.
So the goblin dog is going to very angrily reach out and try to bite into this elfin warrior.
Yep.
With a 12 and a 14, so not much.
Sadly, insufficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save the dog.
Yep.
It's a stretch to call this a dog.
Bengir is going to just laugh at the dog and jump right over it with his attack action, using a leap action to get past it. He's going to make an athletics check to pull that off. 21 to jump over the medium size. It's just not a very big dog, not a very tall dog, though, right?
Goblin dogs are medium.
Okay. Yeah. I can stay there and I can attack the dog, but I think we had someone who requested we not do things to animals. So I'm going to leave the animal alone if you'll let me get past him. Does that sound fair?
I think a 21 would get past a medium creature anyway. Honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so he is going to start moving down the stairs then. 10, 20, 30, and then 5, 10. Milo, he's right behind you, but he doesn't have enough actions left to do anything.
He's right behind me, isn't
He's
he?
right behind you.
Don't turn
terrifying. Okay. Traven, the crossbowman, is going to he probably can't fire from right next to you, can he? All right. He is going to reload, dash away to get a little bit of distance for himself. Roll his attack, 18 to hit.
That does hit.
5 points of damage.
I can handle that.
That'll be it. Sky, hanging bow. Your turn.
Oh, all right.
Whoa.
Sky, can I shoot? Do I have minuses from where I am currently?
You would have he would have some cover between you and Milo because you're both small creatures. Yes.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm going for a crit here. So
yeah.
This guy's gonna move action to here. Am I fine right here?
Yeah, you're fine right there.
Oh, perfect. Well, Syrup gave me a +10 because Jasper's Game Day is awesome, and we're donating. So
Woo!
Here we go. Pay to win. Sky is going to shoot the short bow shot.
See it.
First shot's a 22. I'm going to add that +10.
+10 will be a critical success against your target. Go ahead and roll me that damage. What do you got?
Oof. All right. So that's 7 piercing for the normal, and then deadly on the bow gives me an extra 1d10, and I rolled a 10.
Awesome.
So 17 damage on the first shot.
Okay. All right. Well, but you did add the 10 to that attack roll?
I did.
Okay.
Oh,
so
is that a crit?
Yeah. So we're talking 24 total points of damage, and with 9 hit points remaining, Fengir Alderson falls to the floor.
I got him.
You got him.
And then this guy's actually going to spin around and take the final shot. Actually going to use... Yeah, it's just a final shot because this guy's not hunted on the crossbow guy.
Cool. Let's see it.
For an 11. Misses completely.
Okay.
But
11 misses. All right.
Thank
Raven, you've got a chance right before we have to end here to take him out. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to move up nice and close.
Yep.
And let's just hit him.
Let's see it.
The first attack does not hit because I'm assuming a 6 doesn't.
6 will not do it, unfortunately. No.
What about a 21?
A 21 will do it.
I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah,
Ooh.
critical strike. Nicely done. So
right at the end.
Roll damage and then double it, and tell me how you defeat this enemy that had 2 hit points remaining.
It almost feels like superfluous to roll damage. Of course, I got 4, so that's 8 damage. I look at the falchion after failing to hit it again. I just drop it. I put my hand on his head and bang it against the nearest wooden surface.
There it is. And down he goes. You've taken out Vengar Halderson's gang of brigands and the robbers of robbers. You pick up, clicking boats. We're going to roll through to the end here. In the ship, Craven, you see that all of these tightly bound in canvas rolls, those are Skelg's slain guardsmen, and they were hiding them here. You're able to bring some justice for their death if you choose. You look up in the loft once you revive Mudrug and Jort, who cannot die because we're out of combat now, and I say so. And there are also 2 healing potions that you find up there that you could quickly slug down their throats and bring them back to consciousness.
This guy takes one.
Guy takes one. Because
No, just kidding.
I have one on me. I have one on me.
I have one on me as well.
Okay.
This guy takes all those too.
Yeah. There is a whole lot of treasure up here, but it sounds
I'll
like
feed
everything.
them both poppers to get them up.
Poppers got them popping.
Delicious.
Everything that needs to go back to Skelg's is up here, and so you're able to return to Grey Dog Manor. You get there, and Skelg says, "Oh, I don't know what you need to do. Maybe the answer. Try shining the light on the boat again. See what it does. On the tapestry, I mean."
Are you gonna repent if we fix you?
I don't know.
I remember him saying that he'd give us his house.
That's beyond the scope of this adventure.
No, he said that.
It isn't beyond the scope of Jason, though.
No,
we
Jason says,
had an
"House is
agreement.
yours." Absolutely. Yeah.
We
absolutely.
board the lantern over and
All
over
right,
until he gives us his house.
I'm fast forwarding a little bit. You get the lantern. You shine
I just want
it
the koi
on
pond.
tapestry. You get the koi pond all to yourself, and it opens a misty, icy blue portal. You step through because you know the answer's got to be on the other side, because Skelg isn't feeling any better once you open the portal, and neither is Milo. He's still feeling this. And as you step through, the warm environs of Absalom instantly disappear. You find yourself in a strange ice cave. Sunlight filters through the walls and ceiling, and 3 braziers nearby give some warmth to this otherwise chilly space. Ahead of you is a curious scene. There's a bed, a desk, a writing table, and a chair, some candles, and a woman in a blue robe, pale white hair, stands next to it, facing you. She looks you over and asks, "Have you come to ply the oars? I am in need of more rowers." And that's where we'll end the adventure tonight. And I want to thank all of you for being a delightful cast to have along with me here for this adventure.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Yes.
It was incredible.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
Amazing.
They brought her some poppers.
That was great. Thank you, everybody. So glad that you are here. Thank you, chat. You're amazing. Thank you for keeping the fun and energy going there. Everybody, real quick, a name and somewhere people can find you. Ready, set, Jake. Go.
I am Jake from the Dragon Punch Squad podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Wookie Smash. You can also find all of our stuff on Twitter as well. Just go search there.
Awesome. Thank you. And Jess. Ooh. Hey.
Just go.
Yes, Negin.
I'm so sorry,
Negin.
my headphone died.
You're all good. You're all good.
Perfect timing.
Yep.
So sorry about that, y'all.
That's fine.
I'm Jess. Thank you so much for having me here. You can find me on Twitter at Hank the Clank.
Awesome. Ed, you're up next. Go.
I'm Ed, and I play in streamed games on Twitch at 20 Sides to Every Story on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can see me in games there, and
scattered throughout the week and other things occasionally as well.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Ed. Noordin Ali.
Hi, my name is Noordin Ali. You can find me online at Werewolf Feels. I stream, I podcast. I'm even in an active Kickstarter right now, and there's 2 season finales coming up next week. But whatever you want, I'm doing something in the realm. Make sure you stick around after this because there is another game.
There is. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Waffles, our final player tonight. Go.
Heck yeah. I'm Waffles from Waffles Maple Syrup 1/2, the GM all the time, basically. You can find us anywhere you search Waffles Maple Syrup besides Instagram, search WMS Pods.
Mm-hmm. Not just going to find Denny's, right?
Okay. No. Twitch,
right.
YouTube, everywhere. We run podcasts, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, my name is Jason Lillis. I run at What Do You Do Pods on Twitter. It is my great pleasure to have gotten to help pull together the players and GMs for the streams you're getting to watch this evening. A big shout out to Ann Richmond for hosting our call, to Fenway Jones for running Jasper's Game Day. What an amazing charity we get to come here and support tonight. Thank you, everyone, for giving so generously to the players for your time and your money as well, for the donations you yourselves made, to the chat for money that you donated to help support this charity. It's truly amazing and inspiring for everyone that's here. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. We do have another show coming up in about half an hour right here. Stick around. Jake from Q Times is going to be the GM. B. Zelda is one of the players. Liv Inade, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong. I apologize. I've only ever had to see it in text and type it and never say it out loud. Let's see, Brandon from Makers Misfits, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition podcast, and a couple other folks as well who will be joining them who want auction seats supporting Jasper's Game Day. So please stick around. Anne, any final words before we sign off our stream tonight?
I have final words. My final words are, guys, we got to give it up for Jason. He has worked so hard behind the scenes, not just during the lead up to this event, but he has really made it his business to pull together a large network and community of podcasters, which is why we really could not have done this without him. And so I'm going to embarrass him currently because he deserves to feel the love. So throw some emotes in chat for Jason. Show him some love because we have raised, just on day one, we already broke through our first goal and we haven't even done our final game, and we have raised almost $1,600 so far today. So it's an amazing effort by this community, and it would not have been possible without Jason. So thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thank you, Anne, and thank you for all of your technical expertise making this game happen. So I know we got to get the next crew on in here. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye. What's